Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. I'm not important, just a question asker. My name is Raheem Osman out of Atlanta, Georgia, but we're going to have the whole crew with us in just a little bit. Um, Gonna be a very interesting day. Gonna be a very interesting day. One of the reasons why is because the day is Way Out Wednesday. This is Way Out Wednesday. Now, I'm gonna tell you, we a lot of times we don't have topics on Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We have topics on Wednesday. It's open conversation, open dialogue. Talk about what you want to talk about. Give us a call if you have something on your heart you want to talk about that's going on in and around your community, in your neighborhood, in your city, your state, in your family, and you want some advice on it. Somebody did something, somebody acting buck wild crazy, and you want to. Now I'm gonna tell you something. If you call in and you want some advice, we're not here to pacify you. We're not here to pacify you. We're gonna tell you the truth. If it's you that's buck wild crazy, that's buck wild out of your mind crazy, we're gonna tell you too. We're gonna tell you. You might hang up not feeling so good, not being so happy. We don't want to make you sad, but we're not gonna lie to you either. So if it's you that's buck wild crazy, buck mode crazy, we're gonna tell you too. All right. But give us a call 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. We love to hear from Okay, I just rebooted. Can y'all hear me now? If y'all can hear me, text something in the box. Let me know you can hear me. I was on another screen, so y'all was typing to me, but I was on. I got three or four, five or six, eight, nine things going on at the same time over here. So if y'all can hear me right now, text in and let me know you can hear me. If you can hear me. Hey James, can you hear me, brother? If you could hear me, text in. Let me know that you can hear me, because I don't want to be here talking to myself. Do 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 do. Can anybody hear me? Can y'all hear me? Let me know whether you can hear me or not. Okay, good, good, good. I don't know what was going on, man. I was over here talking to myself. I was talking, y'all saw my lips moving at it. I was talking away, man. I was talking bad about Facebook and TikTok. I was talking bad about everybody. I was telling them about themselves. But what I will revisit and tell you, Tucson, I'm waiting on you, brother. James, appreciate you. Yeah, man. I was talking about TikTok, how they book they say that I want to get they banned me from going live. I can actually go live on somebody just sent me a message. Let me see. Okay, thanks, Tucson. I appreciate you, man. Um, TikTok banned me from going live. They say I went against their community standards or whatever their community standards are. They say that I went against their community standards, and so I'm no longer allowed to go live on TikTok. Now I could do the little 5-10 minute videos and stuff like that, but that's as much as I could do. They got the 30 seconds, the 1 minute, whatever it is. I could do those. I could post those, but as far as going live, they say I cannot go live on TikTok no more. Okay. They say I went against their community standards. Then 85 to 90% of the time, we talk about spiritual things on here. We don't talk about anything crazy. We talk about spiritual things on here. But yet and still, they say that I went against their community standards. They say I went against their community standards for whatever reason. That's what they say. Okay. Now, I could go to TikTok right now. I promise you, I could pull up 5 videos on TikTok, and at least 3 of them, they're gonna be somebody dropping it like it's hot, turning around, acting like they're doing their little sexual innuendos and all kind of things. If not even laying in the bed like they're actually having sex, might be. I don't know what's going on up under the covers. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on up under the covers, but they say that I cannot go live on that platform anymore. Facebook is iffy. Facebook, sometimes they'll post it like they're supposed to, and sometimes people will be on Facebook and just they don't get it. They don't get the post that I put on there, and they come to me a day, man, you didn't go live yesterday. Yes, I went live yesterday. Well, man, I didn't see it on Facebook, because that's what they do. So I'm saying all that to tell you this right here. If you ever have any issues, seeing any of our content, go to dkmmediagroup.com. Go to dkmmediagroup.com. Go to the television tab, and we're there every day. They can't stop us from doing that. If you have Roku, go on Roku. Just type in. You have to, gotta have that little stick, that Roku stick, whatever it is. But type in DKM Media Group. Type in DKM Media Group, and you can watch us on Roku right there in your living room. Type it in, blah, 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 DKM Media Group, and you'll be able to watch us right there on Roku in your living room. And so Facebook and TikTok and all those avenues right there that try to govern or put a muzzle on you or whatever they're trying to do, we don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that. You got platforms where you can watch us every day. If Facebook don't want to post us, that's fine. Go to dkmmediagroup.com. If TikTok don't want us to go live, that's fine. Go to Roku. These are platforms that we control our own. We control our own. And see, we can't get in a situation or place or situation. See, I see people all the time. We got a couple of people that's waiting right now. I'm going to bring them into the conversation. But my thing is this: we can't be in a situation where we're complaining about people not allowing us to do what it is that we want to do. Go out there and create your own. Go out there and create your own platform. Go out there and create your own situation where they can't tell you. They can't tell me if I want to come in here, I'm not gonna do it. I would never do it, But if I want to come on here and just every half word I'm cussing everybody out. You motherfucker walker, and I'm calling you all kind of things. I'm cussing everybody out. If I want to come here and cuss everybody out, everything, every word I say is a cuss word. Booty, I'm coming on here, booty butt bone naked. Ain't got a thread on, piece of thread on. I could do it. I won't do it, but I can do it because it's our platform. It's our platform. They can't tell us what we can do on our platform. If I want to come on here, Tucson, if I want to come on here, booty butt bone naked, boy, that'll be a sight to see. Booty butt bone naked. Man, I could do that, man. Tucson, good morning. How you doing this morning? Oh, I thought Tucson had came in. Captain Leonard, talk to me, brother. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem, and the Morning Glow family.
Man, Leonard, if I want to come in here, man, on our platform, if I want to come in here booty, butt, bone naked, not even a piece of thread on, cussing everybody out. They can't tell me I can't. I might get some kind of fines or something though. But anyway, if I wanted to do that, I could, right? And that's the advantage of having your own platform, right?
Yeah.
Uh oh. Uh oh. Lynn, I can't believe you just left that. I mean, I threw you an alley oop, man. And you ran down the other side of the court, man. What is going on, man? I threw you an alley oop just now.
I,
I threw you an
I'm
alley oop,
just
Leonard.
trying to figure out why you want to go come on
Booty
naked,
butt,
Raheem.
booty butt, bone naked with a not even a piece of thread. No, but I'm just saying. A lot of times people, Leonard, I think I've heard you say something about Facebook and how Facebook do their things, man. And they so controlling as to and it's their platform. If they want to do that, they
Yeah.
can.
Well,
Go ahead.
I have they're biased. That
Yes.
my issue is not to control it, the
Mm-hmm.
bias.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And certain things they'll claim are so violate their community standards, so
Yep.
to speak,
Mm-hmm.
when really they just have a bias towards what you say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, so it's I mean the control factor is there,
Mm-hmm. It
but it's
is.
more so the use of bias when you
Mm-hmm.
say certain things that they don't care for.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you say certain adjectives,
Adjective. That's a clever way
well,
of
let's
putting
say for
it.
instance, if
That's
you put anything there negative
mm-hmm.
and then put white with it,
Mm-hmm.
they will
Mm-hmm.
send you a message.
Yeah. 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 Sure will.
It's if you send anything that they consider would be violent,
Mm-hmm.
they'll flag. But it's very biased towards certain people.
And see, and that's true. And that's true. And a lot of times, I've heard so many people say this, Leonard, man, I'm in Facebook jail again. I'm in Facebook jail. That's the part of the conversation. People say that I'm in Facebook jail now.
Yeah,
And it happens often. It happens often, man. The people that's listening to me right now, a lot of them may be laughing because it's true. People say all the I'm in Facebook jail. Man, I can't post on this week. I'm on Facebook. They got
right.
for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, I'm in Facebook jail.
And usually, if you can really find out. You have to really find out what it is. What did they say you did? And the actual machine keeps a history of the number of times you are flagged or what have you to tell you what type of standard did you violate. You
Mm-hmm.
can challenge it as
Mm-hmm.
well, but I don't know how successful people ever are on the challenge, which is another bias.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something.
So it could be just a machine learning thing that's set up to key off a certain word.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's what it is because
I'm pretty sure
with that TikTok
mine is
situation,
word.
Leonard, I challenge. They say I went against their community standards. Now what we talk about not what 85% of the time, 90% of the time is some on a spiritual level. Um, every now and then somebody might say a little cuss word or something like that. A cuss word might slip out, but
Right.
it happens. It happens. But my thing is, what community standards did I go against TikTok? I try to challenge it, and
Exactly.
I told him what we do. I told him go back and watch, blah blah blah. Go back and watch 85 or 90% of our broadcasts. We're not talking about violence and killing nobody. No, we're not talking about all the foolishness. We're talking about spiritual things.
That's how you know that it's not a person.
Yeah, yeah, yep, yep.
It is the way they have set up the platform
Mm-hmm.
to key off certain words and words combinations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In my case,
Mm-hmm. Wow.
because every time it happens,
Mm-hmm.
the
It's
word white is usually there.
wow. Mm. Wow.
That's just with my particular case.
Mm-hmm. Well, then
One time I said I would shoot an alligator
did it
because
happen to
I
be?
said shoot.
Did it happen to be a white alligator?
No,
Okay.
it
Okay.
happens to be one of their favorite alligators, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I got
But
you. I got you. Yeah. We
so
not gonna
that's
say.
why I'm thinking it's the words that you put together.
Mm-hmm. That's
Like they
good.
don't like for you to call white people wicked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nope, we blocked again. Oh, we just got blocked. Call them wicked. God almighty, they did it to us again. But I'm gonna tell you something. Don't worry about it.
And they don't like for you to say negative things about Donald Trump either
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
for some reason.
You think they want them Trump
So,
supporters? You think they want them Trump supporters?
well, yeah, I think it's set up in a way to go after people that say or put words and phrases together that they believe
Mm-hmm.
are controversial. I guess I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what the particular algorithm is,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not a person. It is a combination of words and phrases that sets off their little community standards thing, and any combinations of definitely of race or violence or anything. Certain phrases
Mm-hmm.
is what triggers, I believe, that algorithm.
Exactly. Exactly. 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Or have you ever been in Facebook jail? And I ain't worried about Facebook jail. They could put me in Facebook jail right now if they want to, because like I said, if you want to, or if they put us in Facebook jail and we can't broadcast on there anymore, thank you for the time I was there. I appreciate the time that I was there with you all. But go to dkmmediagroup.com or go straight to Roku. Straight to Roku
Right.
if you have the little stick and type in DKM Media Group. You'll be surprised what you're gonna see. Type in DKM Media Group. Go to Roku. If
Yeah.
you got that the Roku stick plugged into your TV, go to DKMMediagroup.com. No, you don't even need no .com. DKM Media Group. Type in
Uh,
DKM Media Group and watch what happens. You're gonna see this handsome face right here on your TV screen. Right there. Right there.
uh,
This handsome
my, ca-
face.
my camera is down right now.
Oh, so you saying you got a handsome face too?
I'm just saying my camera is down right now.
Oh, okay,
Right.
okay. I'm just checking. Hey James, call back in, brother. I saw you was there, man. Call if you got a chance. Call back in, man. I want to hear your input. And I saw your little slick little comment you put out there talking about we don't want to see that. We don't want to see that. Man, they ain't coming on here booty butt bone naked, man. That'd be a crime against nature. That'd be a crime against nature, man. I come on your booty butt bone. That'd be a crime against nature. How Fred used to say about Esther, that's a crime against nature. It's a crime against nature. Boy, boy, look here. Fred and Fred Sanford and Esther. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this question, Leonard. Is there any two people in TV history that went against each other? This is where I wins. We talk about what we want to talk about. Is there anybody in television history that went against each other as hard as Fred and Esther?
Oh, I think that was a good matchup. Of course, that's my favorite television show of all time,
Mm-hmm.
and Red Fox being my favorite
Oh yeah.
comedian.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that exchange. I can't think. Well, I'm gonna tell you who sort of kind of came close.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, and it's what makes his show so successful. I believe Martin did a great job
Yeah.
with the relationship between him and Pam.
Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm.
So that kind of emulated that style that Esther and Red Fox had in Sanford and Son.
I thought you was about to say
But
I thought you was about to say the Jeffersons, George and Florida and not Florida but Florence.
well, I think it's a little because Florence worked for the Jeffersons,
Mm-hmm.
and she was their maid, but they were very funny,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
they weren't as funny as Red Fox
Oh no.
and Esther's character or Pam and um, Martin's character on the Martin show.
Y'all gonna Fred told Esther, he said, I'm gonna take your face, put it in some flour and some dough, and make myself some gorilla cookies. I said, God almighty.
Right. He was. They just went at it for just off the tongue, just on sight, as they
I'm
would
like,
say,
"Look."
on sight.
And I'll go. She would say, "Look at yo fish-eyed fool, yo fish-eyed fool, yo heathen." And she take that pocketbook, boy. She swing a mean pocketbook, boy. Look at Esther swing a mean
Right.
pocketbook, boy. If she mess around and make a mistake and hit you for real, she might knock you out on the set. You might have to lay there for a little bit.
Episode. It was an episode that she hit him, and she had a metal Bible in her
Hmm.
purse, and he supposedly had amnesia.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, I saw that one. When he read his will, first will and testament.
Yeah.
That joker said, "I'm gonna read my first will," and he didn't say testament. He said first will and testimony. See, people didn't catch that. He said, "I'm gonna read my first will and testimony." I said, "Oh Lord, this dude here, boy." Let me go to James. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. How you doing, Leonard? I'm doing all right.
Hey, doing good, doing good. Man, let me ask you a question. James, is there any couple, and they're not a couple like that, but couple in TV that was as funny as Fred Sanford and Esther?
Oh no, no. Ain't no way. I watch that any day of the week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my favorite episode when they're fighting till they're fighting when he pulled a wig off.
Oh Lord. I remember that one. I remember that. Man,
Yeah, that was that
look,
was funny there.
man, look, I know I've seen every episode at least 3 or 4 times, man. They got on my
Oh,
TV.
me too.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I got a whole collection of it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can and Leno was right, man. Martin and Pam, they can't they gave a run for the money, man, but they can't keep up with Fred and Esther, man. They can't keep up with them two.
No,
No, they
that
can't.
still can't.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's good. Yeah,
Man, have you ever
and
been in Facebook?
everything.
Have you ever been in Facebook jail?
Oh no,
Mm-hmm.
I heard a lot of people say they have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they get flagged. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All the, like TikTok, like YouTube, they see pretty much everything on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I think Dr.
Yeah,
Carolyn say she having a
it's
hard
crazy.
time. Can y'all hear us out there pretty good? She says she having a hard time hearing us. Oh, y'all having a hard time hearing?
I can you good on my end.
Okay. She says she's struggling to hear us. Okay. Good morning. How you doing? Good morning out there. Good morning, everybody. Leonard, way out Wednesday, brother. I got another
Yes.
topic I want to go to. I got another topic I want to go to real quickly. But before I do that, man, catch us up to speed on this political thing, man. What's going on?
Well, the most important thing I want people to know is if you have runoffs in your area, make sure you participate in the runoff elections. And what that means is that who you voted for in the previous election did not have enough votes to be the clear winner or did not reach a certain threshold.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times that threshold in a lot of cases is about 50%. They may have won the previous vote, however, they didn't win it by 50%.
Mm-hmm.
So they have what they call a runoff election between those candidates.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure that you return to the poll to continue to vote if you need to in your area.
So basically, what you're
That
saying?
is what is most important. Of course, we have the regular shenanigans going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, this huge discussion about, I think I heard people discussing a particular issue related to the draft
Mm-hmm.
with this previous bill, I believe, that has passed, the actual defense bill. And, just reading some comments of my own that I saw posted was so funny to me as it relates to the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be a thing that I would consider so out of touch with the people. And it would be so much more of a security risk
Mm-hmm.
to try to enact a draft at this point in time. Now, some of you older guys, you maybe can explain it how he felt when they did it back when you were much younger,
Mm-hmm.
and they implemented that particular draft, especially prior to the 70s, I believe, for the Vietnam War,
Mm-hmm.
as it relates to the draft. But I'm not really sure the sentiment, other than the historical and what I've read about it. and what some people may have said. But I can tell you, we're definitely not in an atmosphere where America is, the propaganda isn't even working this go around. More people are opposed to war, I believe, than there were previously, because people are waking up to the negativity of America around the world, and that this moral high ground is no longer that high. We do a great job as it relates to democracy, but we still have such a ways to go when it comes to human and civil rights as it relates to discrimination and racism. So giving people guns that really aren't happy with their government is not a good idea.
Not a good idea. Not a good idea. It's gonna be
Definitely,
interesting.
I can tell you who they're not calling.
It's gonna be an interesting target. I'll tell you that. It's gonna be a very interesting target.
They're not calling me. They're not calling me. I think the focus is between 18 and 26, maybe. Now, we're familiar with definitely registering for what men are definitely registered for the selective service. Is what the program was called, where at one, you sort of acknowledge the fact that as American between a certain ages, that there's a possibility that you could be called into military service. It sort of gives them account on how many people are really aware and may accept being drafted into the military or participating on behalf of the United States in the military.
Hey, James, were you in the military?
Yes, sir.
How did you feel about the draft? When they had
the military changed so much. It changed so much since I was in there. So the draft ain't, if it ain't gonna be like it was back in the day. Now, at face train, it ain't gonna be like it was back in the day.
So it's a different military today?
Yeah. Oh, definitely, way different.
But it's more technology.
It's way different.
It's more technical, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely more technical. Everybody, they get them trained for the thing. When they get out, if they want to make a bomb, they can do that, or they know how to do it.
Wow. So so it's not as much grunt like it used to be. Grunt. It used to be, go out there and get it. Ain't that much grunt no more. Now it's more intellectual. You got to be technical savvy now.
Right. It's really a mind game, but a lot of when they get out, like they say, when they when they do stuff, they like play crazy. She went crazy when you was in there.
Wow.
It's crazy, where the military are set up now.
Exactly. That's good. That's good.
As you get the rank stuff, you got to, just got to do a lot of stuff just to get some rank in there.
Now, Leonard, you was in the military as well, man. Is the military soft now? In comparison?
Well, when I was in the military, I believe it was really when I noticed some of the changes is that, they were moving towards this notion of co-ed training. So that's how long ago it was, where the women, I thought it was inappropriate for the women to be across the street.
Wow.
Because it really, discipline suffers. And of course, they got some of them soldiers, they'll, it's been 6 weeks, they'll blow it all. You know what I'm saying? But we have to understand that the time is different now. And I would love to hear one of the older veterans who were actually drafted. And maybe if you're listening to call in.
Yeah,
because no one has talked about it that I know of.
And they didn't have a choice. Well, some folks didn't have a choice.
Also, I used to, be in good contact with older men that were served during that time period, doing when there was segregated troops.
Mm-hmm.
So we had problems then with racism and discrimination
So
as it
Leonard,
even relates to this nation's defense.
Leonard,
Now, the
you said something.
propaganda.
You said something right there, Leonard. Can you think of a time? And this is way out Wednesday, man. We jump all over the place. So y'all bear with us. Put on your good listening ear today and follow with us. Follow me, but don't follow too close. Leonard, can you remember a time in your lifetime or looking back, even before your time, where racism was not a part of the American culture?
Well, no, I would say racism didn't really. It's important to understand that racism was actually supported by the government.
Mm-hmm.
Real racism.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Those things before an established government, I would say, was not so much was not as racist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't organized.
Mm.
It was not much of an issue. It was it was at the discussion level, I believe, for some abolitionists during slavery who started to question the notion of enslaving black people, definitely from a religious standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
where the one question came up where these are definitely human beings and people, and we should be concerned about their souls.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what led to sort of the questioning of how inhumane slavery was.
Mm-hmm.
That someone of a religious nature would question that shouldn't the slaves be allowed to participate in making sure their souls were saved.
Mm.
So that approach to trying to tear down white supremacy, I think, encouraged racism.
Wow.
When white people started speaking up against it, it definitely wasn't because somebody cared about so much about Negro.
Mm-hmm. There was a time out there where they would tell the poorest of the white people that at least you have more than them over there, or you have more than them, and they wanted to hold on, and that's a part I think that pushed racism a lot, because it made they told the poorest white person, well, at least you got more than them over there, and it made them think that they had to hold on to that little piece that they had because somebody was coming to get it. Them blacks coming to get your
And also, you
mm-hmm.
notice the change in the way some people have even brought the conversation closer to what a lot of folks that were fighting for the movement were talking about,
mm-hmm.
was the move towards classism
mm-hmm.
in America.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, as far as saying that at least you had more, it wasn't actually realized as much, because you have to remember the condition at that time,
mm-hmm.
where there were rules in law that codified racism,
Mm-hmm.
that prevented black people from having certain things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You know, you could be poor and white and move around at your own will.
Mm-hmm.
Black people really were under surveillance.
Mm-hmm.
We had a family reunion this weekend, and we had the elders, and I've heard the story many of times. The majority of my people who came through slavery were sharecroppers.
Mm-hmm.
And when my grandfather decided to move and those families decided to migrate, they had to do so at night.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because white folks that owned those farms would try to prevent them.
Mm-hmm. For moving.
So much as threaten and violate them if they tried to leave.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
White people didn't have to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
White people were not, by law, prohibited from doing things because they were white.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the same tactic that fuels hate is being used today. Now, it's clear white folks clearly see African Americans who have more than them, are wealthier than them, are far better educated than they are. So the
Mm-hmm.
notion to believe that is definitely internal, a mental issue. Like we speak to black people who are still mentally enslaved,
Mm-hmm.
though not physically enslaved.
Exactly. Exactly.
It
Five
is the
zero.
one thing to be oppressed, but it's definitely a mental problem to oppress yourself.
Mm-hmm. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Stanley, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning? Leonard put a lot out there right there, man. And you was in the military as well. Let's start there. Is the military today soft? Cause I think you did what you did 20?
Nah, I did 10.
You did 10? Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It,
It's a lot softer than what it was when I went in.
mm-hmm.
Because I listened to some of the stories about how they. First of all, how y'all doing this morning,
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
man? I'm doing good. I'm better. I'm better. Yeah, they talk about how now you can't go in the troops rooms and inspect the rooms and stuff like they used to do when I was in there. And just a lot of things that have changed over the last 30 years,
Mm-hmm.
and it is making a lot of the troops are smarter because they're more well educated, but physically they're softer and mentally they're softer.
Mm-hmm.
So that has, if we're getting back to the race thing, it was a lot of racism in the military, and it still is to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went in, man, I was stationed down in Southeast Georgia, down in Hinesville. It was a lot of racism,
Wow.
but you had a lot of black guys with rank and a lot of white guys that were jealous,
Mm-hmm.
and but there wasn't nothing they can do about it. But it was a lot of backstabbing and different stuff going on back then.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's always been racism in the military, and always will be, because it's across the board, not just military, but in life. Period. They've
Yeah. Yeah.
always thought that whites were smarter and more superior
Mm-hmm.
and more deserving than us.
Mm-hmm.
We've always been third and fourth class citizens.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always been like that.
To
So that's something
to a
that
certain degree, to a certain to whatever degree we're gonna put this thing, because this is a very open-ended question I'm about to ask. But are we still fighting some of the same fights that our great grandfathers had to fight? Maybe in a different way, but are we still fighting the same fight?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
They still redlining us. They still trying to make it hard for us to become wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why everybody wants to be a movie star. Everybody wants to be an athlete and all that stuff, because that's where the easy money is.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the man that has to go to work every day and work 8 hours and hit that clock, they don't want you to really make any money.
Mm-hmm.
So they try to keep us as the second and third class citizens. And I'll give you a prime example. And we as black folks, man, we've got to overcome some stuff. I'm working with an organization right now. They're trying to help 150 couples become homeowners this year.
That's good.
They're gonna help them with the credit. They're gonna help them with the budgeting, financing, the lawyer, and everything. And we've been trying to help people get this done since February. And I think we've had 5 people that actually are interested.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they scared. Everybody would rather pay rent, or they just
Wow.
don't trust people. But all this stuff is legitimate, man. I've been going all over the state of Georgia trying to get folks to sign up.
Mm-hmm.
But they would rather, I don't know. I guess they rather live in poverty, or they just don't trust the system enough to understand that this can help you,
Mm-hmm.
gain some kind of wealth. Because
Yeah.
if you don't
Yeah.
own property, man, unless you hit the lottery, like I said, unless you become some type of mega star, hard to become wealthy or really situated and stable unless you own some
Mm-hmm.
type of property.
Yeah.
Because property is going to build wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And try to get this young crowd to understand that.
Well,
You
like I
know.
said, we got a platform, brother. Let me know what you need me to do. We got a platform. Let's make it happen.
Yeah,
We-
we need to get this done, man. Because
Yeah.
I'm trying to help folks. You know, when I leave this earth, I want to be able somebody to say, well, Stan helped me do this and Stan helped me do that, and I was able to help my family, or I was able to help my grandkids, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to just be on this earth, man, just work, pay bills, and die.
Exactly.
Who wants to do that?
To me, that's a waste of time. Toussaint, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Mm.
What 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 are you hearing this morning, sir?
Right.
What are you hearing this morning?
It's a real old man right there.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Good. It's just a lot. Hey, I know one thing. Anybody? Hey, Stanley, remember when they used to make us duck walk?
You're an older man than me now.
just because they felt, no, I don't know. We probably bumping heads. Just because they felt like it. We did something, and some, or rather, let me just say, here's what it was. If anybody in the platoon did something, you was gonna suffer for it. Because it was a whole unit. And you was gonna answer for your constituents. I think that's a good word. Your fellow
Your buddy.
Yeah, your buddy. Oh Lord, especially if you signed up with it. So whatever he did, everybody was gonna get it. But it would make you duck walk to the cafeteria. And another thing about it is, when the drill sergeant finished eating, everybody had to get up.
Gonna be a lot of hungry people
Whether
walking
you was
around
finished or not. So, well, you sit down there and eat. Don't talk while you eat. You ain't had time to chit chat.
They said swallow it, you can taste it later.
Line it up and swallow. You see, and he be tearing that food up, and you try to out eat the drill sergeant because he be tearing that food up, because like you say, you can taste it later, but you better swallow it.
Wow. Toussaint, can you remember a time, you reflecting, can you remember a time where racism was never a part of the American situation?
No such a thing. The government was founded on racist issues. That's just me. I don't have to be right. But how in the world you gonna get in a lot of Native Americans and you gonna take something from them just because they're not like you? I don't know if that's racism or not, but I know that's thievery.
Yeah, that's your theft. That's theft right there, brother. That's theft. Felony theft.
And how you gonna fight a war in a war with the ones that you on the same side, but I used to tell you, take some of my eye out. What you call me? What did you call me? Now we training or whatever, because we wasn't in the war, but we training together, and all of a sudden I got to fight you because of your mouth, because you feel like you can say what you want to say, and I wasn't raised that way. I don't know where you was raised. I don't know if you come from up north or down south or wherever you came from. But I'm gonna pop you in the mouth. So here. And I'll answer for it later.
Okay. Now Toussaint, second part of my question that I posed this morning, and I'm gonna go to pretty much everybody that's on here. Toussaint, do we all in some kind of way. In some kind of way. And you figure out this way I went. You figure out the way you want to go with this. But do we all need a healing?
A healing?
A healing. Yes.
Yeah, like you're sick, you need a healer.
Yes, sir.
We don't. Oh, Lord, we won't listen. Right?
Mm.
We quote the scripture that has the remedy, but we won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking for the world and society to fix this thing, when God's people is the only one out of obedience gonna get it done. I'm just sorry.
Mm.
I'm not trying to be selfish. Whoever you are that call yourself God's people, you can be Muslim, you can be whatever, Christian, you can be whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know Him, then it's our job to be obedient to Him. If people that don't know Him, He's not expecting nothing out of them,
Mm-hmm.
because there are enemies of God.
Mm.
It is what it is. It's always been like that. There are people that, Leonard, you're gonna like this one, especially if my man. What's my man name? He be trying to kill everybody. What's his name? He be saying kill them all. What is his name? Say his name.
You
His name. What
Horror
is
movie
his
guy?
name? The
Mm.
one that he comes on every once in a while. I can't call his name.
Oh, you talking about? Oh, you talking about Pete? You talking about brother Pete?
Pete. He gonna like this.
Brother Pete.
Yeah. But if see, there are some people that when the rubber met the road, God's intentions for them people, He say, get rid of all of them. Don't save a one, even the cattle.
Mm.
Get rid of that too. If they got a dog, kill him.
Mm. Good Lord. Kill the bird.
And Samuel comes, yeah. If they got a pigeon, kill him. But Samuel comes and he says, I hear livestock.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that right, Leonard? Am I wrong somewhere?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Did I say something wrong?
Now keep going. Keep going.
I don't believe so.
If they got a cat, everything they got,
Mm-hmm.
kill it. But see, we try to save some of their stuff for us because it's nice stuff.
Mm.
We think.
We think.
But God says, wipe it all out. And we try to save just a little bit for us.
Mm.
And Samuel comes and he says, didn't I tell you all what to do? And he gets his instructions from God. We just won't listen.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we done conformed to this society that we live in. Y'all Negroes ain't Americans. I'm sorry.
Mm. Wow. Wow.
Y'all better stop acting like one. I'm sorry.
508-924-3521.
I
508.
get you put off.
Huh?
I get you put off TikTok today if you want.
Yeah, you moving in that direction, brother. You moving in that direction. But Stanley, do we all need a healing in some kind of way, in some kind of regard? Do we all need a healing?
Yeah, but it's not gonna come on this side. Because as long as we breathe air on this earth, it's always gonna be racism. We're always gonna be in need of something. So, we're not gonna get healed on this side. So all we can do is just, try to live the best life we can, stay prayed up, be good Christians, good people, and just do the best we can. Because first, think about it. I'll give you a prime example. The Constitution and Declaration of Independence, all that stuff was written before we even became free.
Yes.
So we've never really been considered anything less than human. They never thought Black people would be anything other than slaves.
That's
Wow.
right.
They thought they'd always be cleaning their houses, cooking their food, picking their cotton, picking their peas and beans, slopping the hog, They never thought that you have a black president, you have black governors, black
Mhm.
U.S. congressmen, U.S. representatives, mayor. They never thought of us that like that.
Mhm.
So for us to be where we are with all the stuff we went through, if we could come together, man, we could really change the world.
Yes,
But
sir.
some of us are so selfish and grudge worthy that they don't want to work together. We could really change the world if we just came together.
Mhm.
And I give y'all a prime example, man. And people not paying attention, but I watch it every day when I go to these different states. I travel. The Mexicans, the Indians,
Mhm.
and the Koreans, all those people are working together and slowly building wealth in their
Mhm.
communities, and we're still behind.
Yep.
When the Mexicans first came over here, they came over here as laborers. Most of them, well, not when they came over here because they really was here already. They got ran back, but they took over, when they took Texas from them, all that Alamo and all that stuff. But that's another thing. We talk about another day.
Mhm.
But years ago, when I was younger, they was laborers. They was out there picking the fruits and vegetables out of the fields.
Mhm.
Bro, now they putting on roofs now.
Yeah.
They buying tire shops now.
Mhm.
They laying bricks, pouring concrete. They doing
Mhm.
all that. The Indians buying up
Yep.
all the gas stations. Now they start buying up the Dairy Queens and the churches.
Mhm.
All right. The Koreans buying up all the liquor stores. So everybody is doing something to become wealthy, except the black folks in the community. Because see, segregation it helped us in one way, but it hurt us more than anything. Because back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, we had our own communities. You had your own barbershops in the community. You had your own gas stations, your own restaurants, your own laundromats. The money stayed in the community, and it would rotate, 10, 15 times.
Mhm.
So the
Mhm.
black communities were thriving back then.
Yeah.
But now you don't have that. Everybody's spending their money either online or at some store before they get home.
Mhm.
So most black communities are not thriving anymore. There's nothing in the black communities to help keep the money in the community.
Mm.
So we got a long way to go, man. We as black folks, if we could come together, man. That's why I always talk about this, because I want to see it happen in my lifetime. It may
Mhm.
not, but
Yeah.
if it doesn't happen in my lifetime, maybe it'll happen after I'm gone.
Mhm.
If I talk about it enough, or we come together and work together enough to try to help each other and not
Exactly.
be jealous of each other, not be grudging toward each other,
Mhm.
not be hateful toward each other. Because
Mhm.
every other community, they got Chinatown, they sticking together, Koreatown sticking together.
Yep. Mhm.
It's like the Jewish guy told a friend of mine was telling me what the Jewish guy told him when he was, in New York. So the guy told him, say, the difference between the Jewish communities and most other communities is, let's say if you own a bakery, if I come buy a cake from you and it's not up to my standards, I'm not going to, he's not going to get mad at that baker and take his business somewhere else. He said he will go back to that same baker and say, hey, I bought this cake last week. This was wrong with it, that was wrong with it. Let's try to get it right, because I want to keep my money
Mhm.
in this community.
Yeah. Yeah.
But see, we as black folks, we'll get mad. We won't go back to that baker.
Mhm.
We'll go to somebody else. If they ain't right, then we go to somebody else instead of going and say, hey, the cake was a little dry. Can we
Yeah.
get a little bit more moist next time?
Yeah.
Or the
Exactly.
icing was too hard or wasn't sweet enough. So I
Mhm.
want to, let's keep our money in this community. But no, we get mad, man. Joker, wash your car, miss it. And don't get the tires shining like you want them on. I'm find somebody else to do it.
Yeah. We ain't going back to them no more. No, ain't.
No, we ain't going back.
Yeah.
Instead
Exactly.
of doing some corrective criticism.
Corrective maintenance.
Hey,
Mhm.
yeah, I like what you're doing, but you missed a couple spots, man. Let's try it. And then they'll appreciate it because they'll get better. They
Mhm.
won't lose a customer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you'll get the job that you want done.
But
So we need some healing, but it's gonna be hard, man.
mhm.
Because we've been dogged out so much. A lot of us been dogged out so much, man. We just don't trust nobody.
Leonard, how
We
much
got to get over that.
exactly. And Leonard, how much is that defense mechanism holding us back? Because like you said, if you go watch somebody car, if you miss a spot or two or something like that, it wasn't intentional. But instead of saying, okay, brother, I apologize, man, bring it back. and I do it for you again, free of charge, blah blah blah. Next one is on me. Instead of something like that, no man, you probably roll over a pedal or something, and the defense mechanism, man. We try to go on the defensive instead of listening what the person is saying. Our customer, if you will, client, whatever you want to call them, is saying. We'll go on the defense mechanism. We'll start fussing, and before you know it, two people sitting there fussing over something that should not be fussed about at all. How much of it is that?
Man, sometimes I thought you was about to write a little essay or something. I said, I know he called my name. All right.
Yes, sir.
But it's coincidence I had this conversation with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And we do a lot of work in the community and in the movement and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And we clearly understand how some people feel about certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But failure to address the reality of now and rely on things that you desired in your past, that's going to be an issue for us.
Mm.
Because we have exploited racism.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very hard to get that under control. The desire of the average Black person is not what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Most people's fuel back in the 70s and the 60s was an actual fight for civil rights. Shout out to those soldiers who made civil rights a big issue because they had served. And even racism was in the serving the country that still discriminated them against them.
Mm-hmm.
The propaganda of our enemies spoke to how Blacks were treated in America, and then to see them fighting for America.
Yeah. Wow.
That has changed.
Mm-hmm.
I support Black business the way I do because I want to enrich other Black people who are participating in the marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
But I will not restrict myself to that market.
Mm-hmm.
Has nothing to do with me hating Black people. But we have freedom to choose what we want. And in a marketplace, what you're choosing must be the best.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can go with cost less for the same quality. The whole notion that no one has been able to explain how we have exploited the Black business model, that somehow this enriches a community. It enriches a community under a community that is restricted by race.
Mm-hmm.
Communities are no longer restricted by race. Anybody can open a business.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can get into that competition. But anybody who gets into competition to believing that, one, I should pay a Black business owner more for a product because they're Black, is not going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's disrespecting the budgets of the very consumers you're trying to reach. I can't buy $10 soap from you if the people down the street selling it for $5.
Mm-hmm.
There are lots of things. Black business owners are no more inclined to pay more taxes to help the community than white folks would be.
Mm.
The reason why the notion of an all-Black business community has notoriety is because it came out of a restrictive governance. You couldn't do nothing else. You had to stay there. You dealt with those people around you because everybody else didn't want to deal with you. So there was very little competition for business. But now in an environment where we're not restricted, you have to go after those things that appeal to the consumer, like the best product on the market. People always, Black banks. Black banks use the same rules as white banks. People that make the most money is the people that own the bank. Black banks don't pay Black people more on CDs and investments than white banks.
Pay you the same amount.
They try to be competitive,
Mm-hmm.
but competition is that way. Competition jumps over race boundaries and all these other types of things. Healthy competition without, in this type of market. Now, yes, I always encourage people to do business with Black business owners because you're contributing to another Black person's success and wealth
Mm-hmm.
by thereby enriching that Black person that owns that business. But if you ain't an owner, you're not going to get any further than you are now.
Mm.
Remember, business is always trying to take money out of your pocket on this side when you're a consumer. Don't matter what color you may be.
Mm-hmm.
Your decisions are made based on your finances and what makes sense for your household.
Leonard, have you
Now, if
heard
you can
have you
find
heard
Black
about that
communities where you
situation?
can do business, great.
Leonard, have you heard about there's something going on right now, and I'm asking you the question because you deal a lot with the politics. And Stanley and Tucson, I want you to hear y'all take on this as well. They're saying that there's a big movement going on right now. There's a company out there, there's a couple of companies out there that say they quote unquote grants. They only give grants to Black businesses, to Black based businesses, or Black business, if you will. And they're saying that the Congress is actually going against them because they say that that's discriminatory practices to do that. How do you feel about that, Leonard? Or is that discriminatory?
No, but you can't scream discrimination when it is a remedy for what we have been through.
Mm-hmm.
The remedy to discrimination are these types of grants
Mm-hmm.
that were withheld from Black people. You will
So
never
hold
be
on.
able to pay that back.
So what you're saying to me, I want to make sure I'm clear and make sure that the listeners are clear as well. If there's an organization out there that give grants, but they only give grants to Black businesses, that's not discriminatory.
No,
Okay.
no, because it is a remedy
Mm-hmm.
for having excluded Black people from business.
Mm-hmm.
See, I didn't make this up. You white folks caused this problem. So now that burden is going to be on you. It's not on me. It's on you. I never prohibited Black people from having or living where they wanted to live or pursuing life, liberty, and happiness. You did.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your responsibility to fix that by any remedy necessary, just like affirmative action. Had you not restricted Black from being employed, you would not have to deal with it.
Mm.
So now a control must be put in place to make sure you don't do that again. Programs must be created this way. This is what reparations looks like.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Stanley,
It must be on a grander scale.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
And we must punish those that still want to practice actually discriminating against individuals in the marketplace.
Mm-hmm. Let me go to Stanley. Stanley, what do you say to that? If there's a grant-based business out there that give grants, but they only give grants to Black businesses, is that discriminatory?
Well, some people may look at it like that, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it an even playing field.
Mm-hmm.
And like my brother was saying, for years we couldn't get anything to help us start businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, if you're a minority-owned business or woman-owned business, Asian Pacific, they have programs out there for those people as well. So it's not necessarily discriminatory. It's just trying to get you on a level playing field because it wasn't level for so many years. You know what I'm saying? They did everything they could to not let Black folks be on the same level with white folks. So I don't necessarily have a problem with that as being a discriminatory act to help Black people get on their feet to start businesses,
Mm-hmm.
because it should have been something that been did 100 years ago.
Wow.
But as we said a few minutes ago, they never thought that we would be business owners or anything other than slaves. So there was nothing out there for us to you know to pull ourselves up by your bootstrings, as they used to say, by your bootstraps. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Good deal. I'm gonna go to Tucson, but I want to talk to somebody in the thing on Kick. Kim Jong Un. Now I know that ain't the one I think it is, because there's a brother, that actor Kim Jong Un. He actually went to my high school in Greensboro Page, and yeah. If that's him, shout out to you, brother. Yeah, from Page High School, you know what I'm talking about. But Tucson, talk to me, brother. Is that discriminatory if this is a grant-based business and only thing they want to give grants to, or only grants they give out is black-based businesses, black businesses? Is that discriminatory?
No, no. They're gonna put it out like that because I got two things. I got a positive and a negative about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming anyway. But like Linda said, it's a remedy for what it's by time. By time you do something,
Mm-hmm.
because you really, if anything's old, we need a whole country. Quit playing.
Mm-hmm.
If you build it, it should be yours.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Let me tell you the other part that I'm thinking about.
Oh Lord.
There's plenty of money out there,
Mm-hmm.
but you got to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
See what? Some of you niggas be shady.
Mm-hmm.
It's shady. You won't do the right thing, and you mess it up for everybody.
Wow.
You. There's funds out there, but in the contract, when you go sign the contract, there's you got to appropriate the funds in the right way. You can't put none of it in your pocket.
Yeah.
And you got a non-profit organization.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You got to do what you say you're going to do. Otherwise, you're going to get yourself in trouble.
Exactly.
And there are plenty of them. They're ready to imprison you with what they try to reform you with.
Mm-hmm.
Because you won't do right.
Mm-hmm.
Or you do right, and right will follow you.
Mm-hmm.
But you're shady. And you're mad.
Yeah.
Because now they didn't cut it off.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the right thing to do, Raheem. Because if you look at it, the Vietnamese, they reformed them.
Mm-hmm.
The Chinese, the Asian Americans, they got their own land in somewhere. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Not the way they might have wanted, but they did some sort of reform. They go blow up a country and fix it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're the only country that, I don't know if we're the only country that does that, but we sure enough got a hand in it big time.
Yeah.
We fund more out of country than we do in country.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is, when there are funds for you to start your business, PP, what is it? PP loan? PP what loan?
The PPI, whatever, PPI, something like that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
How many of them went to jail behind that, talking about they got a beauty parlor and they're doing it in their house, and then before you know it, they go buy a BMW.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to jail.
Yeah. You and your BMW.
Yeah, they're gonna take it.
Yeah.
Because you're shady.
Mm-hmm. People are still going to jail.
You know,
people in high positions are still going to jail for that PPI loan, man. People are still going to jail today.
Yeah.
The
CEO going to jail because they ain't got no employees, they ain't hired nobody, but they got their little boy, their cousin, and all of these people that ain't worked a day in their life, and they signed them up as employees. You're going to jail because you're shady.
Yep.
Ain't nothing wrong with them. It's the funds are out there.
Mm-hmm.
But when you tell them that you're going to do a certain thing, you've got to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, there are programs that I utilize, and you'd be surprised how much it is to fight to get people to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Because you ain't gonna mess me up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So next time I ask for volunteers, you ain't coming.
Yeah.
Because you're shady.
Mm-hmm. You
I'm
won't.
sorry. I said something to get me in trouble, man. I was going to say, here you are. We're supposed to be distributor, and you hiding meat.
Mm. Mm.
Come on now.
Yeah.
You ain't
Yeah.
gonna mess me up.
Exactly. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Asking the question, man. If there's a business out there, a grant company that gives grants, but they only give grants to black people. It's a black company. If they only give grants to black people, is that discriminatory? Cassandra, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Hey.
Cassandra, is that discriminatory?
Of course, if you just targeting, you just giving the loans,
Yeah, the grants to black
to
businesses.
the grants to black people.
Yes.
If it's set up like that, because there are minority loans, they're specifically for particular people of color. So no, that would not be discriminatory. But if it's just a grant, yeah, that is discriminatory because you should allow anybody to apply for it.
Mm-hmm.
But specifically says for African women, for Mexican, whatever group that's targeted. Because if you check the grant, because I get information through this particular website, and I've been getting it for years. I've never used it because that's what part I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like people telling me, now I'm going to use it for, the purposes that it has, but I don't like the government telling me how to use every penny. I know it sounds crazy, but when I want to help somebody, I don't want you to tell me because she got 4 children instead of 5 children that I can't help her. That's my reasoning. Why I've never, and my ministry has been around since 1993.
Mm-hmm.
I've never received a grant.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I've never applied for a grant.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, if it is discriminatory if it's just the grant, but if it is a specific grant for people of color, then no, that's not discriminatory because that's what the grant was made for.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so they got people that actually trying to take it up to Congress right now. They're saying that, this company is just giving grants to black businesses. That's discriminatory because there's so many other businesses out there that could use these monies. And because of the fact that you're just targeting black, you're being you're discriminating against everybody else. That's the argument. Leonard, what do you say?
Well, this is my question. Where the hell, excuse my language, was all of these people when black people couldn't get a man? Okay, boom, I'm done.
Leonard, talk to me, Leonard. That's
the
argument.
I think it's all about context. The context of for most people, for discrimination is always negative, and it's not. We use discrimination. This is the problem with English. One word can have different meanings and be used different ways based on context. Treating people differently because of differences is discrimination. But discrimination is not, in this context, negative. Let's say, for instance, you have a program for working with children. Is it discriminatory not to hire people with former sexual offenses against children?
No.
Is that discrimination?
No.
Yes, it is.
How? If you got people, you say that if you say if people have committed crimes against kids and you don't hire them, that's discriminatory?
Yeah.
Man, I'm not putting them kids in that position,
That
man,
is
for somebody that's
discriminatory.
gonna abuse them, man. I'm not doing that.
But discrimination in and of itself is treating people differently from others.
Mm-hmm.
There are protected classes as it relates to discrimination from a legal perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But then simple discrimination is simply separation based on difference.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
But now, when we're talking about discrimination as a practice during our history, we can definitely show where African Americans were discriminated against based on their race, which is why it's a protected class.
Mm-hmm.
There are various classes of discrimination that are illegal. And other discrimination is not, because it's outside of identified classes within the law.
Mm-hmm.
You may discriminate in certain ways that have nothing to do with other people.
Mm-hmm.
You may discriminate based on the food that you consume. Some people discriminate in terms of what they eat.
Mm-hmm.
Discrimination, as we use it, is always usually related to people, and definitely what jumps out is race. It's because of this place's history of racism and how it is indoctrinated into our law. I don't have a problem with you not liking somebody,
Mm-hmm.
but I do have a problem with you using the law to oppress and discriminate against people unlawfully.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people that thought that slavery was okay. They
Yeah.
still do,
Mm-hmm.
as long as it ain't them.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
As long as it's not them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we have to be very careful in that we know we understand the words that are being used and how we use them. So when we get Christians, for instance, I'll go to the judging. You should judge. You need to be excellent judges of a person's character before you get involved with them. You're not judging the foundation from heaven to hell because you don't have no heaven to hell to put nobody in. But you can judge who you associate with. Judge what you allow to go on in your home. So we have to be careful about using certain words and thinking that they limited to how we feel about the word.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's important for you to be able to read and understand what you say and what you read. Because you may be supporting something to your own detriment.
Yep.
White folks that vote Republican.
Mm.
It's because you don't have a concept beyond your racism that allows you to really understand what's going on. It kind of like blinds you to justice because you're biased.
Mm-hmm.
There are some white people that think that anything that you do for black folks is discriminatory.
Wow. Wow.
As if this wasn't how they made their wealth and success.
Mm-hmm.
How their forefathers were able to leave them fortunes.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you got your wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Not because you just worked so hard, and some of y'all did work hard. Just like your forefathers.
Mm-hmm.
But you're raised in a time where black people aren't limited, minorities aren't limited the way they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
You created whites only and colored people signs, not black folks.
Mm-hmm.
So
508-924.
now you have to deal with it.
508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Curtis, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
What's going on, man?
Curtis, got a question for you. We're talking, this is Way Out Wednesday, brother, so go take it where you go. But we asking a question. There's a business, Congress is actually, people are trying to put something before Congress and they're saying their argument is this, that there's an organization or organizations out there that give grants to businesses but they only give grants to Black businesses. And they're saying that that's discriminatory because you can't give grants. You can't give grants and just give it to one group of people and not open it up to everybody because it's a grant. It's a grant. And so they're saying it's discriminatory to just give it to Black people. Curtis, what do you say to that?
Who's saying that?
Hey man, it's thing that's going on in Congress right now, man. They talking about it. They looking into it. They're looking into it.
Okay, I'm gonna dive. I hear you, and I know where you're going, brother. I'm glad you put that out there. I'm so glad you put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm gonna borrow a couple words from my dear brother L Dog here. That's why it's important for you to vote for people who have your better interest at heart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that again. That's why it's very important for you to vote for people who have your better interest at heart.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just gonna lay it out there. Before we just go blanket like that and connect that to Congress, we really should be connecting that to who is voting against it. And then we'll find out who has our better interest at heart.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can give you a couple names right off the muscle and tell you who probably voted against it. One of them right there in the peachy state of Georgia. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Come on now.
Matthew Gates.
Say it.
I'll call them out there for you.
Mm-hmm.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matthew Gates, Lauren Boebert, what's his name? The one that thinks he's an Avenger. Oh God. Last name start with an H. Jim Jordan, Comey. Look at who's. I wish we could. This one of the moments where I really wish Badger was here, because I know Badger would look it up and be like, "Oh, it's such and such and such and such and such and such and such." Look at who's voting against that piece of legislation,
mm-hmm.
and then tell me if you want to support that party or if you want to support that person, because that person is a clear representation of a party ideology. That's just what it is. But see, we got some folks running around here collecting their payday to say whatever appeases a certain group of people. But if that's what they're talking about on the floor, because I haven't been watching C-SPAN lately. I got to get back on my C-SPAN kick. But if that's what they're talking about on the floor, then you know what? Take away all these grant programs and all these tax exemptions that you give to these Fortune 500 Big Willie companies. Take away all these incentives that you give these predominantly white CEOs who fail when they're in charge of a business. You got CEOs right now. I just seen a post, a report the other day, came through a post and I read the report. A CEO, I'm not going to name the company, was making, trying to recant it, I think it said he was making $1.8 million an hour. While a regular employee or regular manager at his company was barely making $25 an hour. And the company was failing.
Wow.
See, these I'm going to land the plane right, man. These people is fools. They fools. Every time you got to do for us, or every time there's a situation where it looks like somebody is trying to do for us, it's a handout.
every time somebody do something for them, it's an aid to the economy.
Mm-hmm.
Verbiage. Man, go get in the clown.
Wow.
Foolishness, man.
Wow. Let me do this. Let me do my shout out.
God gonna make you pay reparations. One way or the other, God gonna make you pay reparations. For what you did, one way or the other, God gonna set you straight.
Wow. Wow. Let me do my shout out. I gotta do my shout out because yesterday Mama said I ain't hear my shout out. So yes, I did, Mama. I did my shout out, but I'm gonna do it right now. Mama, I see you over there watching. Love you, love you, love you, love you dearly. Thank you for watching, baby. Love you. Let me go back to let me go to Tucson. Tucson, what do you say to this whole situation, man? They saying that it's discriminatory, man. It's not right. It's not. You can't sit here and give away grants, all this money, but you only gonna give it to black businesses. What about the other businesses that need the help? You can't. That's discriminatory. That's discriminatory. That's pure and unadulterated discriminatory practices that you're doing. Tucson, is that true? Is that discriminatory?
No, I don't believe it's discriminatory.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Why not?
What now?
Why don't you think it's discriminatory? They're just giving the money to black people, man. That might not be right, Tucson.
They got money that they only give to Chinese people. They got money that they send to Ukraine. Only that. They got money that's only for Social Security. They got money allocated for food stamps. They got money for LGBT community. And it's only for them. It is what it is, right? But see, when we don't want something, the only way to discredit it is put a negative
connotation
tone on it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you. I don't use big words. I hadn't spent enough time with Leonard, so I'm still ignorant on that side.
Never.
I'm just saying. I'm gonna grow up one day. No,
we all are.
I don't know. See, I think that even when they talk about illegal aliens, there are sometimes that when you say illegal aliens, and I'm just using this for an example. I know it went out there a little bit. They only consider that to be Mexicans. And everybody thinks that way. A lot of people think that way. So when they think that way, everybody jump on the bandwagon. A lot of people jump on the bandwagon. So when you say that, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna fix this thing that we've done to the African American society. We're gonna fix it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna allocate some funds so that we can help them start their own businesses. Oh, that's discriminating. That's discriminating. What about us? I've been living in the trailer all my life. So here come the trailer people, feeling like you're discriminating against them. But there's money for you to get out the trailer. You just got to get off the crystal meth too.
Good. Come on now. Come on, Tucson. Boy, you hit him that time.
You forgot about that.
Yeah.
You forgot about that. You got to get a job. Oh, that's too much. And if you don't want a job, you can work. But again, if you look on the fine print, there's stipulations. You can't get it just because you're black. Don't be mistaken. Cassandra said something. If you don't fit a certain kind of criteria, you're out.
Yeah.
you've exceeded. They say 4 children, you got 5.
Mm-hmm.
And see what we do. And I didn't say we. I said we, but I didn't mean it like that. What happens to some is they just have children to get money. That's shady.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're looking for people to breed.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't even know who the baby daddy is. Well, I was drunk last night, and I woke up with Bubba. He kind of smelled, but now we got a child.
Kind of smell. No, stay right there, Tucson. We got
I'm sorry, Mama. Today they gonna get me. You gonna get me today, Mama. I'm ready for it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna act up. I'm one of them rebellious children today.
Way Out Wednesday. Way Out Wednesday. That's what it is. Way Out Wednesday. Let's keep this thing going. Shanavia, good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good, doing good. Shanavia, there's a thing that's going on, that's going across Congress right now, where they're saying that if a grant company that give grants, that they're giving grants only to Black businesses, and they're saying that that's discriminatory because they can't, if they're a grant writing, if they're, I keep saying writing, if they're a grant giving company, they have to give them grants to everybody. Everybody have to be inclusive, and to just give it to Black businesses, they saying that's discriminatory. Shanavia, what do you say to that?
Who's saying that it's discriminatory?
Hey, they coming up on Congress right now. It's actually out. It's out there. It's out there. I'm gonna try to pull it up so I can play the clip I saw. But yeah, they saying that it's discriminatory. They cannot. You cannot give grants and just give grants to Black businesses. That's not. You can't do that. Is what they're saying.
Oh, Lord, that's so annoying. They said it's a set of days that said that today is discriminatory too. Because why do Black people need Juneteenth? Why do they need a whole month?
Wow.
So now why do they need grants? Ironically enough, that had to develop because of the discrimination against Black people and minorities.
Mm-hmm.
So why did they get to get everything? We get nothing. Please.
Mm-hmm.
That's trash. I don't even feel like being professional today, so I'm just say it's trash. No, it's not discriminatory, and no, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Because if there wasn't, I don't know about y'all, but it ain't as easy for me to walk up into a bank and get a small business loan.
Mm-hmm.
And the interesting thing about that is that if you find a loophole like one gentleman did, I was reading about that. I don't know, this happened probably last year, maybe a few years ago. I'm not exactly sure when the story broke. But he was a white gentleman whose company was going under, found one of those minority grants, went and got a DNA test, applied for it, and found that he was like 1% Black, and got the grant because of the one drop rule. And so it's just like, even in a minority grant, we still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No. I don't have any intellectual words or any other way to put it other than this trash. And go get your money. And I hope that Congress doesn't pass it. But considering who we have off up in there, I don't know. I do not know.
The U.S. Federal Court of Appeals. Let me make this larger so I can read it. The U.S. Federal Court of Appeal panel suspended a Venue Capital Firm's grant program for Black women business owners, ruling that it is a conservative group and is likely to prevail. I can't even read. To prevail in its lawsuit, claiming that the program is discriminatory.
So the operative word was not, like the operative word here is Black.
Yes.
And then you enter woman, the two things that have always historically been oppressed in this country.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to take something away that can help people like myself, people like Miss Cassandra, people like other Black women on this panel in this country to get a leg, not even a leg up, just equity to helping fund their businesses.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy to me. If you would have taken away those two words, what really and truly, if you just would have took away the word black, they wouldn't have had a problem with it, whoever they is.
They say it, and this is where we at. This is where we at. Let me go back here. Go back one. Read this right here. The Fearless Fund. That's what it's called. The Fearless Fund grant for Black women business owners was ruled discriminatory by the appeal. It's by the appeal court. By the appeal court, it was deemed discriminatory.
Is the Fearless Fund? Are they a Black minority-owned business as well?
I don't know. I don't know. I look it up.
How do you get to tell me where I want to allocate my funds? And maybe I don't have enough education to know, that's not my area of expertise, but I'm just using, what I'm saying, the information that I have. But even if they're not a minority owned, how do you get to tell me where I want to allocate my funds that people still have to be eligible for? And just because you're a Black woman, a Black woman business owner, or however the word is supposed to go, doesn't mean that you automatically qualify for that grant. You still have to go through steps. Like, I'm just now entering into the grant writing process on my job, and it's a doozy. And just because you apply for it don't mean that you're going to get it. But knowing that it's open to you. You don't have an issue for like grants of for anything else. So why is this an issue? Are you bringing all of them to the committee?
Wow, that's crazy. I say I wanted to look it up, and I wanted to tell y'all exactly what it was, because and for transparency, because I don't want people to think that we on here talking about stuff that don't really exist. We talk about real stuff. We talk about real stuff, and if we're gonna talk about on here, we fact check. We know what it is. We know that it does exist. We're not just what they say, the thing clickbait or something like that. We don't do that foolishness over here. We talking about real stuff. This is something that really happened. Annie from Mississippi. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. God morning. Great morning to everybody.
Good morning to you as well. And what are you hearing right now? They're saying that the Fearless Fund. I wanted to make sure I got the name out there. The Fearless Fund is an organization that gives grants to Black business women. But they say because of the fact that they're only giving it to that group, because you're not giving it to everybody. There's other people that need this money. Because you're just giving it to one group of people, Black women, then it's discriminatory. And you can't do that. Now, this is what the appeals court has determined. What do you say to that, Annie? Is it discriminatory to do that?
I'm not surprised, Raheem.
Why not?
I'm sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. No. I'm listening to you.
I'm surprised because this is what we've been going through from the beginning of time. About 4 or 5 years ago, there was a bank down here in Alabama that were charging Black people higher interest rates. And when they was sued, they couldn't give every single person, money, so they had to give so much to Black colleges. So I'm not surprised about them, coming up against that, because that's what they do in America. We've had to fight. I mean, I'm talking about fight for every little thing. We've always had to fight for it. I mean, we never. It's like we never can get ahead. As a realtor in Alabama, in Mississippi, I see it all the time. I see the amount of people that's getting approved all the time. How easier it is to get approved, and I'm not putting nobody out there, but I see this happen every day. I see credit being pulled 2 or 3 times before we go to the table on certain colors. I see it happen because they want to keep you in a certain neighborhood. So I'm not surprised about this happening. We are in America, and we have to. I don't know. It's like do we ever get a chance not to fight? Do we ever get a chance to walk into a bank? Or to just, go out there and can we get approved of not have so many hassles as the next person? It's always something that's going to try to keep us in a certain neighborhood, a certain way of living. as African Americans. I feel that.
Wow.
I really do. When that PPP thing came through here, a friend of mine is a police officer. He had to go to the bank and work night shift because everybody and their mama was getting those PPP grants. But very few of the African American were getting them. Everybody and their mama was getting it. People calling to the bank, giving them money, all kinds of money. The housing market was crazy. 2.5% interest rate. Everybody buying houses like crazy. But very few of us was able to get that. Very few of African Americans was able to get that. Everybody in one household can get 10, 15 grand. So many loans, buying homes, buying land, but very few of us did as if they don't enough. Now the loans are forgiving, and it's just, I don't know. Good old America. That's all I got to say. Good old America.
Wow. Cassandra, talk to me. Leonard, come to you next. Cassandra, this is...
Good morning, Navy. Hey, Navy. Hey, Annie from Mississippi. Hi, y'all. But you know what? Good morning. I want your mama to cover her ears right now. No, I'm just kidding.
You about to say some things. Mama,
look, I'm just kidding. No, but this is what angers me. And yeah, if you want to call me angry black woman, there's some things that do just, me off real bad. Yeah. Because how in the world, if it is an organization that has designated to commit itself to Black women businesses, and what is your problem? Y'all get so much stuff. I mean, so many advantages, and always have, like Annie said. I mean, white women can open I ain't never seen. They will open a business in 2.5 seconds. It takes a Black woman almost 10, 15 years sometimes to try to get her business, to get a loan, to open up her boutique or whatever she's trying to do. Or her, man, as a nonprofit, I have spent my life trying to just make sure that people have opportunities, food, clothing, and I don't want their grant money because, like I said, you ain't gonna tell me who I can bless. If God tell me to help somebody, I'm gonna help them. If we got the funds, I'm gonna help them, whether it's with food, clothing, whatever they need, rental assistance, and man, okay. I can't because I get very angry. This is crazy.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
But it's real, though.
We've never had
real.
We have never had the opportunities that they've had. Never. When it comes to financial stuff, never. And people can pretend like, oh yeah, all you do, you just work hard, your credit real good, and you'll be able to get the loan. That's a doggone lie. I know plenty Black people with decent credit that ain't got a house yet, been trying to get a house for years. And they always come up with a whole bunch of stuff. And why is it that we got to do so much extra stuff?
Yeah.
I had a friend that was trying to get her. This girl makes over $70,000 a year. Over $70,000 a year. And was trying to get a house. They approved her for the house. Then they kept coming up with little things. I need this. I need that. I need that. And she's at the end. She got so frustrated. She was like, you know what? I just can't. She said, I can't. She said, because every time I get what they asked me for, they come up with something. A very nice neighborhood. Yeah. That the house was in. Very nice neighborhood. But you mean she had to go through all of that, and she passed everything. Then at the end, y'all start nitpicking, asking for all these little, man. Oh, come on now.
Yeah, I know.
Come on now. Come on now.
I know. Leonard, talk to me. Leonard, talk to me, man. And this is the thing, man. Is this grant, this company Fearless Fund, they black women. They give grants to black women to get them on their feet and get them going and stuff like blah, blah. But it's being said, and the argument is it's discriminatory. It's discriminatory. Leonard, talk to me.
But you got to understand, happy Juneteenth as well. It's a good time to be talking about these types of things.
Mm-hmm.
And lack of information and not finding out everything you need to know about what's going on around you, instead of thinking it's somebody else's responsibility to enlighten you on what's going on around here.
Mm-hmm.
People have been trying to tell you it's the vote and who controls the ability to make these rules.
Mm-hmm.
And some people completely go the opposite way. Oh, I ain't into politics.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think we're talking about now?
Yeah.
Politics.
Mm-hmm.
And how it leads to your disenfranchisement. And why it's so important that you go and vote.
Mm-hmm.
And you stay visible and loud. Because given the right group of people, they have the power to challenge at the highest level of our government the notion that these black women deserve grants. Look at all the legacy grants.
Watch this. Now, hold on. Now, what make you think these women deserve grants over everybody else? Everybody deserve a grant. Everybody want to do business. Why should we target them and give them the grants and not even give anybody else the opportunity to obtain these particular grants because they just happen not to be black?
Because you deserve that and much more. It's called reparations.
Mm-hmm.
So you black people, stop saying you against reparations.
Mm-hmm.
You're owed that. It's not because people like you. You're owed that.
Mm-hmm.
That is why black communities fall behind as it relates to wealth. And we all know that. One, I'm not this big supporter of everything. Everybody should have the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you should at least have what you worked hard for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You have to, you know what's going. Well, these are the same people that did away with that are trying to do away with affirmative action.
Mm-hmm.
If you get the right group of people making the rules that are like-minded, guess what they'll do? They'll get rid of affirmative action.
Mm-hmm.
This is the exact same parallel with why affirmative action had to be created. And not only that, all you other deaf and blind people, you women, you gays, everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
The same way, this is how you got in the door. From people recognizing the disenfranchisement. You can't sit around and just say, I'm not going to get involved.
Mm-hmm.
When everybody have the rich folk, very rich black people who tell you from where they came, and it not have been for that food assistance program, they'd have starved to death.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have been out on the street homeless, like a lot of the people that Miss Cassandra tells us about, and are trying to get some security, some housing security, whether it's owning, whether it's renting, co-oping, whatever it is. We have to learn how to think differently. We are Americans, but we came through a certain struggle. Poor people are coming from other countries who know how to survive with very little.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Wow.
And they'd rather build shacks over it. They come over here. Now they got their own place to stay. They got access to education. If you go to those communities, you'll see a mall dedicated to educating everybody that come over here.
Mm.
We'll teach you to speak English. We'll help you fill out papers. We'll help you do this. We'll help you do that. But you have to have a desire
Mm-hmm.
It's out there. But you have to have a desire. But what you got to stop doing is you got to stop confusing the black struggle with everybody else's struggle. We deserve reparations because what was done to our people, codified in law.
Good deal. Stay right there, Leonard. Hold on. Let me keep this thing more. I want to go to let me go to Curtis. Curtis got something on his heart. Curtis, talk to me, brother. I don't understand why in the world you think that we got a whole section, a whole grant just for black women. Man, white women need it, Latino women need it, Indian women, everybody need grant. Why in the world we got a whole section and you think you have the audacity to just give it to black women? Come now.
All right, white man, you finished?
Yes, sir. Explain to me why.
The reason why that is because the same people like yourself who are speaking on that gave land-based grants to white peasants that they did not have to pay back. You did not allow for black peasants or black folks in the given community to apply for those very same land-based grants. You know, one of the first, in my opinion, one of the first grant programs, and I knew exactly what Dr. King was talking about when he made that statement. Now, we can argue the specificities of facts, but we can't argue alternative facts because alternative facts are lies made to sound good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But understand something. What Dr. King was talking about, actually, I want to say Ridley Scott actually tried to tell us about it 30 years after King said it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a movie out there that's done with Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise. This was before they was married, where Tom Cruise, a while back, man, in the West, in the Midwest, they allowed for a whole bunch of white peasants to come out west. And I forget what it's called. Leonard probably knows the name. And I know Rico know the name because I think I heard Rico mention it before. But they allowed for a whole bunch of white peasants to gather. Big open field. Well over 300, 400 acres of land. They gather. When the gun goes off, boom. You on your horse or in your carriage, you go as fast as you can to apply the land that you see you like. You jump off and you put a stake in the ground. That was yours. That was yours. Then somebody come through, they drew a map, put your name on it. You signed a deed and title on the land. It was yours. They gave it to you. Then what they did was they gave a certain amount of money to those very same people so that they could plant, so that they could buy livestock. Come on, man. Y'all stop with the foolishness. Every time something is labeled African-American for African-American people, there's a problem. But when it's labeled for everybody else, y'all ain't got nothing to say. Come on, huh? Raheem, you remember what they did with the with our Hispanic brothers down in South Carolina? You remember?
Yeah.
Pulliam was giving them what, $13,000?
Mm-hmm.
Pulliam Ford gave the Hispanic community. I say this to everybody who listening and everybody who trying to listen. The state of South Carolina, city of Columbia, has a company called Pulliam Ford. It is a car company. They gave the Hispanic community, they offered the Hispanic community $13,000 when you relocated to Columbia, South Carolina, or South Carolina. That was so that you could buy a truck from Pulliam.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. Stop with the foolishness. It's called the what, Leonard?
I believe you're talking about the great land grab in the late 1800s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. 508.
What's that called again so I can lock it in?
The great
Check
land.
out the great land grab.
Somebody jamming over there. Somebody jamming. 508-924-3521.
Raheem, I'm sorry, that was my phone trying to switch to my car.
Oh,
Because I was
okay.
still getting some gas.
Okay, got you.
What's the limit
508-9.
that was called again, Raheem?
The Great Land Grab. The Great Land Grab.
Okay.
Okay. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Toya with a T. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good. Toya, we talking about something. This is where I win. So I want you to deal with this how you deal with it, okay? The Fearless Fund is an organization that give you might have heard of them, out of Atlanta here. The Fearless Fund is an organization that give grants to Black women business owners.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's been got a little heat behind them. They got a little heat behind them right now because they say that the appeal court has said that that's discriminatory, that you cannot just give grants. Everybody need grants. How you gonna just give grants to Black women? Everybody need these grants, and this is discriminatory. It's a discriminatory practice to try to give grants just to Black women. Toyo, how do you see that?
I mean, according to the law, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have something available for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
That's what all these rights and stuff was fought for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can't just do it for white folks. Got to do it for Black folks too. And if you're gonna do it for Black folks, got to do it for Asians. So yeah, no, that's all fair in love and war. You have to have something. It don't have to be the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do them like they do us and change the qualifications, and then make sure it take 100 years for them to figure out what them qualifications is. That's why they don't qualify. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
You can do them the same way they do us. They have things available for us that we can't get because they ain't got no more. They got things for us that we can't get because somebody else already got it. We don't fit the qualifications. We don't this. We don't that. We don't this. We don't that. And we don't this. So we need to, do the same thing. That's what it's about when it comes to law. You cannot discriminate against sex, age, religion. You understand what I'm saying? Gender. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, that's only fair. But at the end of the day, we have that for a reason. That's like being petty, like, because they allow us to offer certain grants and things to what we call minorities. You understand what I'm saying? Women, color, whatever. They have special things for us to be able to take advantage of. And now, this is an issue. That's just pettiness. But no, at the end of the day, we're going to operate by this system's rules and laws. That's what it say. You have to have something for everyone. They have to be accommodated. And if not, you're going into breaking acts of discrimination and other different legal laws.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And see, and that's the beauty. See, everybody have their own way of feeling about it. Everybody got their own viewpoint. And like I always say, we're not here to give anybody their opinion. Everybody have their own opinion. Everybody have the right to have their own opinion, whether we agree or not. So the phone lines are open. 508. The phone lines are open. 508-924-3521. And we're talking right now about the grant, the Fearless Grant, the Fearless Fund Grant, which actually give grants to Black women only. They're in a little heat right now because the appeal court said that that's discriminatory practice. You cannot give grants just to one group of people. You cannot alienate everybody else. That's what they're saying. Everybody have their opinion. Everybody have their stance on it. Shanavia, what do you say to that? How do you feel about this? Shanavia? Or should I say Navy? Shanavia may have stepped away for a second. Let me go to Cassandra. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
Okay, so hold on. I just wanted to read something real quick.
Okay.
Okay. It says the Fearless Fund invest in women of color-led businesses seeking pre-seed level or Series A financing. Our mission is to bridge the gap in venture capital funding for women of color founders building scalable, growth aggressive companies. Fearless Fund is built by women of color for women of color. What the heck don't you understand about that? The very mission statement speaks to exactly what they do and who they are. So how is it that you can, man, y'all better get out of here with that stupid stuff? Because that to me is like, okay, so obviously these are some ignorant folk we dealing with, because their mission statement says that they deal with and help women of color. It's in their mission statement. So how can you call it discriminatory if I have it in my mission statement? Are you stupid? Yeah, they stupid. Yeah, they stupid. I'm answering for it. Yeah, they stupid. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I just wanted to go and just because I'm not familiar with them, and they're in Atlanta.
Yes.
But I'm not familiar with them. But that is absolutely ridiculous. When you can read, see, okay, that's when you know it's discriminatory right there. Them against us. That's where you get the them against us. Because how can you find that? I can't. Okay.
Wow.
I'm done.
Toussaint, talk to me, brother. Toussaint, you there?
A lot of things can be settled in your mission statement.
Yep.
It's done deal.
Yeah.
You know, it is established what you're going to do. And nobody can change your agenda because it's yours. Get your mission statement. You fix it. And that's the argument is over there. Now they can talk, everybody's got a talking point. But these are people that have established something for a purpose. They have a purpose and a plan and an agenda that they have got together, and they say, this is what we're going to do. We're going to fix ourselves.
Yes.
We're going to help us. We're going to help these people. We've gotten together, us, and we're going, because you see, maybe us brothers need to get together instead of digging ditches for each other and everybody trying to lead and be somebody. Because a lot of women's groups support one another.
Yeah.
Especially they're building each other. And all we want to be is important. Maybe we should do the same thing. Because we're looking for somebody else to help us, and they'll never do it. I don't want none, but where's my mule and 40 acres?
Yeah.
Which I don't want, because you got to smell the mule and you got to plow the 40 acres. I don't do that.
You ain't gonna do that.
But the value, but the price of 40 acres and the price of a mule, that probably, it's not a mule no more. It's probably a good tractor.
John Deere.
That is able to plow 40 acres, not just no little small tractor. Don't be stupid. But they have gotten together and established what they're going to do. Corporations does it every day. You can't go to them and tell them, okay, you've done this and you're here to build up it don't look like it, but you building up your people, white folk. Let me say something else and I'm gonna shut up, because this is gonna really be ugly. When it comes to reparations.
Yes.
Careful.
Come on.
Some of you were in-house Negroes that don't necessarily
deserve
are not entitled to the same
Mhm.
reparations as the ones that was working in the field because master wasn't raping you, he was giving it away.
Wow. Wow. 508-924-3521. He put it out there. He put it
Raheem,
out there. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. You want to say something? Go ahead. Shanavy, I'm coming to you after that. Go ahead, because
Yeah, I'm sorry. Real quickly, I wanted to just I like, if we're gonna deal with real what's out here, let's just have our facts and check, right? And a few years ago, U.S. companies raised a total of $130 billion in venture capital funding. Yet only 2.2% of that was allocated to businesses with females, right? 1% out of 130 billion,
Wow.
only 1% was allocated to Black women businesses.
Wow.
1% of 130 billion. And y'all talking about being paid, y'all better get the what? Are you kidding me? You cheated and stolen and held us back all you can, and it continues to happen even today. So this mess about being discriminated, boy, y'all better shut up. That don't even make no sense.
Yeah.
1% of 130 billion went to Black women or women of color.
Wow.
Go ahead somewhere.
Navy, talk to me, Navy. Come on, let's talk about it.
I mean, I kind of had to hop off right quick and hop back on, but I mean, mic drop for what Miss Cassandra just said. I mean, I don't, like I said, if we're still on the topic of, the grant and discrimination and all that good stuff, if you were to, you don't even have to take away Black women, just take away Black, because it seems like every time that becomes the operative word, there's always an issue. Always. It never fails. Yeah. And then it becomes discriminatory within the own discriminatory of why you're thinking that it's discriminatory. So it's just like, dude, what do you want?
Why do you think? Why do you
everything.
think?
Like I said, today is discriminatory according to some of quote unquote them. Today is discriminatory.
But Shanavia, let me ask you this question. Shanavia. Why do you think, and I'm being a question asker, y'all know I'm being a question asker, but why do you think Black women deserve a grant more than anybody else? What has made you all deserve a grant more than anybody else? Everybody deserves a grant. Everybody want to start their business. Everybody want to run their business. Everybody want to be successful. So why should you get a grant instead of everybody else? Why should it just be catered? These particular grants catered just to you?
Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we? Everybody else gets it. Everybody else does it. But whenever it comes to us, whether that's a collective of Black people, but in this case, we're specifically talking about Black women, why not? You don't have a problem with any other group getting it. You don't have a problem with any other group getting any, and it's not even a handout. That's what irritates me. It's not a handout. It is a grant. It is a need that some companies saw that a group of disproportionate people could utilize. Because again, I'm gonna go back to what I originally said. I don't know about y'all, but I just can't walk in all willy-nilly into a bank and be like, hey, I don't want to have any discriminatory outcomes. I want to be able to fairly and equitably get this small business loan to start up my business. Here is my concrete business plan and everything else that you need. I'm not going to be able to go into that bank and get the same thing that that our Caucasian sisters will be able to go in and get, and definitely not the same treatment that the white men would get. There's a difference. There's a huge difference. And I hate when people are like, hate is such a strong word. I detest.
Yes.
I detest when people are like, well, it's not about race. Of course it is. And I'm not one of those people. I'm not. I don't use that as a get out of jail free card or anything like that. But you got to keep it a book. And you got to open up your eyes. We're not walking around here with rose-colored glasses on that turns everything black and white to where you can't see color and to where you don't see what's going around, like what's going on around you. I mean, even when it comes to like different test preparations, y'all may think I'm crazy for this, but I did this on purpose just to see. There is for my profession, for social workers, we have to go through a licensing board. And there's a test that we have to take. The first step is the LMSW. The second step is the LCSW. Now, whenever we're doing these testings, why we have to put in our race, I don't know. But I put in that the first couple of times that I took it and didn't pass, I put in that I was just black. The second time that I put in, and well, the third time that I put it in and actually passed, I said that I was more than one race. And those were two different tests that I had. Those were different tests that I had just because of that. And y'all could think that I'm crazy, but I know what I saw. I had more questions, and this is just and it could have just been the random pick, because that does happen. You'll sometimes get a test that has more questions with it, and then you'll get a test that has like maybe 10 to 20 less questions. But the so like I said, I'm off today, so I don't want to use all of my brain and be educational and professional. So that's all I got.
Good deal. That's good. Curtis, talk to me, brother. I know you got something over there.
Sister just threw some real facts out there, but they don't just do it for the social work exam. They do it for the NCLEX. It's done on the NCLEX. It's done on the oh man, there's an exam they make teachers take. Once you graduate, in order for you practice, they do it on a practice exam. It's crazy. And my old alma mater, Benedict, they actually did a study. The students decided to do a study. And it came out just like Navy just said. My cousin is a teacher down there in South Carolina. It came out just like Navy just said. The minute he switched his racial identity, all of a sudden he passed with flying colors.
Wow.
You got a whole department of kids that done went and took this test. And how is it that all these kids fail by one or two questions? How is that?
Wow.
So listen. But I also got to address something else. What that appeals court did is not legal. It is a misrepresentation of law.
And why you say that?
I'm gonna give you the psychology behind it, and I'm gonna give you the historical facts behind it. Every time in America's history that the African American community has figured out how to do to the system what the system has done to it, and how to make that beneficial to its own people, it has been thrown out there, discriminatory practice or racism. I'm going to say that again. Every time in American history that the African American community has figured out how to do to the system what the system has done to it and make it beneficial for its own people, it has been thrown out as discriminatory practice, reverse racism. It has been thrown out that way. But here's the key fact. Cassandra just read the mission statement for that company. That very same company, probably with that mission statement, I don't know because I don't know the company, but probably that very same company applied for grant money with that very same mission statement, in which they was approved to do that. It wouldn't surprise me if the company wasn't started in the mid 90s, maybe early 90s, mid 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. It would not surprise me, because during that time, there was this great push to help or provide some form of resources and services for the African American community, specifically the African American female.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they got the grant money. Raheem, you know, some brothers who did exactly what I just said, and they went to jail.
Yeah.
Right there in Columbia, South Carolina, they went to jail.
Hebrew boys. Mm-hmm.
And the Fed still ain't never told us that they broke the law.
Mm-hmm.
The Fed was mad because the brothers wouldn't tell them how they came up with the idea, with the investment idea.
Mm-hmm.
You remember them, Raheem?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you look throughout the Cardinals of history, we can go from everybody thought Idlewild was a made-up town. It's not. Idlewild was a real town. Idlewild was destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Rosewood was destroyed.
Mm-hmm. Wrap it up for me, the curse.
Tulsa
Mm-hmm.
was
Mm-hmm.
destroyed.
Yeah.
The Hughes brothers, I think their name was the Hughes brothers, South Carolina, was destroyed. Everybody who did something, who took the game that was laid out there and did something for their own people in terms of African Americans, were taken down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to land the plane right here. What happened was that appellate court did a serious and gross misinterpretation of the law. That's not law.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That is not law. No kind of way, shape, form, or fashion. When you come out with a grant, you can make a grant graphic specific.
Mm-hmm. Good deal.
All you have to do is you have to be able to, please let me put this out here, Ryan, because somebody think about writing a grant. What you have to do is you have to put up the empirical data that states this is why this grant is needed. Once you put up that empirical data and that grant is approved, you do not have to justify why you're just giving it to cancer patients.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, if that's real and that's the law, then every grant that helps the St. Jude's Children's Centers, cancel those out. Every grant that helps any kind of business, you might as well cancel it out, because grants are always demographic or geographically specific.
Yeah, good deal. Stay right there. Let me
They're
go
never
to
wide open like that.
Let me go. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
Everybody is definitely giving you examples. That's why you can't sit around and claim that these things shouldn't exist because racism is over. It's not. You got to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to stop doing it first.
Will we ever get there, Leonard?
We have to take
Truth of the matter.
action
Truth of the
against
matter, Leonard. Will we ever get there? Will we ever get there?
Yeah, we can get there.
Hmm?
Yeah, I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
We've made huge leaps and bounds in doing it here recently, like within the last 30 years or so. So it's not going to get fixed overnight.
Mm-hmm.
You're still allowing people in seats of power that are against your best interest. Which we're and you have to understand when I'm saying that, that's the standstill. That's the final step. To admit that you're no longer the other and you are part of the plan. See, the othering process in critical race theory teaches you this concept of othering. Is as long as you believe that I'm something else other than you because of the color of my skin, you're going to have problems.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. As long as everybody else is less, you believe that they're less than you and they deserve less than you because of the color of your skin, you will forever have a problem.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
It's probably going to be better off when some people just leave the face of the earth.
Wow. Wow. I'm going to throw something else.
We're seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how people rejoiced of it when Strom Thurmond finally died? That's how long that man carried his hate. People were so happy to see him die.
Wow. Wow.
If he stayed in power the majority of his entire life with his same ideas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Leonard, and let me just add this. And had a black baby with his
Yes.
with the maid, his family maid.
Mm.
And had all of that fighting he did against black people. He got a black woman pregnant, a black maid pregnant that worked for his family. Boy, y'all better shut up with these craziness.
So it's better to get on, I like what I like to say, to get on the righteous side of things. Just strive to be righteous,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll end up on the right side. But it's evident some of you are not. You're dedicated to hatred.
Wow.
You'll live and you'll die by it. The latter can't come fast enough for me.
Mm. Wow. Anybody else have anything they want to say on this topic before we move on to the next one?
Raheem,
Yes.
I like to just say one thing.
Go
You know,
ahead.
God.
Go ahead, hit him
You
with
know-
the dirt.
You know, when you ain't listening, God will show you.
Hmm.
If you ain't watching, God will make you feel it.
Mm.
What we're being posed with right now is we're hearing, we're seeing, and we're feeling. Everything that people like Dr. King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, Tim Wise,
Right.
what's the white lady name? Oh my God, I hate Jane, Dr. Oh my goodness,
Elliott.
Jane Elliott.
Black.
Yeah.
Jane Elliott, the lady they took off at MSNBC who wrote the book What's Wrong, White People, and she was white, found out 60 years in that, hey, you know, your grandmama was a black woman. We're finding out God is making us hear it, see it, and feel it. You know, right? I'm going to throw something controversial out there. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. You know why I believe COVID happened, Raheem?
Why is that?
You want me to honestly tell you from my spirit why I believe COVID happened?
Tell me.
Because God made all those folk give back the money that they stole
Mm.
and gave folks a break.
Mm.
I'm tired of you doing what you're doing to these peasants. They people too.
Mm.
Everybody running around here with their heads cut off, looking like chickens in the middle of a field with no head. All of a sudden, because guess what? Now you got to give back this money that you've been stealing from these people for years.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going to say we can't make things specific, then guess what? Why don't y'all give back all that money y'all got from the 1877, 1878, 1873, one of them, compromise. When you got paid, you got grant money because you no longer had slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Your family got paid for that.
Wow.
Man, this is laughable.
Mm-hmm.
It's laughable. And this is where our judiciary is now. A judge, irregardless to what we want to believe, irregardless to even our experiences, what is law is that a judge is supposed to be non-biased, without political opinion.
That's
he
not
is
gonna happen.
supposed to vote on the law.
Mm-hmm. Good deal. Good deal.
And like Leonard said all the time,
Mm-hmm.
if the law is not working in your favor, then you need to be fighting to change the law.
Good deal. I want to
There ain't nothing legal about what they did.
Got you. Hold right there, Kurt. I want to read this thing here, and I want to hear y'all opinion. Cassandra. Cassandra, wake up and go to sleep.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to read this right here. And I just pulled this off of Facebook. It just came to me. And I want to read it. This is Way Out Wednesday. We go all over the place. And I want you to tell me what you think about it. Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
A mother has four kids, different fathers. Only one is active. His son wants a PS5 for Christmas. So he sends the money to the mother. The mother decides to evenly divide the money between her kids and not get the PS5 for the man's son. Is she wrong?
Yes, she wrong. I mean, I mean, that to me, that's a simple answer. Because the kids can play with it together. But if this man specifically said he's doing his part, he is giving his child what the child has requested. I would never do that as a mother. Never. If their father sends something specifically for them, then it will be for them. Now, will I ask them to share? It's a PS, whatever. They can. That's a game.
Yeah.
You can take turns playing with it, and I hope that that would be a teachable moment. I hope that you will share with your brothers and sisters, your game, because you can't play it 24/7, all the time. But yes, I would definitely, the money would be used for what it was intended. If the father said to use it for getting the game for the child, it's no way I would take that money and split it up between. No, man, that's not right. Not to me now. That's just me, because y'all know I'm weird. So that's just me. That's just my opinion.
But see, she got 4 kids. Now only one of the dads is active.
I don't care.
The other kids need stuff too.
Care.
The other kids need something too.
If he said it's for his child, then the other ones need to step up and do something or act like they got some sense. I would not deny that child what his father wanted for him because of no. That is not his responsibility to take care of my other children.
But
that's not his responsibility.
But if she had other kids when they got together,
I don't care, Raheem. Make their daddies go to court and make their daddies pay or whatever. I know you. Why would you do that? That's not fair to the father who is trying to be a good father to his child. Ain't nobody told you to have all them babies by different men. That's on you. You figure it out. But the child should not suffer, and the father should not be denied his child getting what he wanted him to have.
So how should he do? How should he moving forward? How should he move? Because he knows what she's going to do. Should he go out there and buy the PS?
If it's something that he knows the child wants, he can get it and send it directly to the child. And if she sells it away, I don't even want to, because some things just don't make common sense. So my thing is, if my child specifically has requested something and I want to get it for them, I will purchase it. If I live in another state, I will send it to them. Or if I'm in state, when I got my child, I will take them to get it. He's not responsible for them other dang gone children. That's on her. I'm sorry.
But
you had them. Figure it out.
But Cassandra, she's trying to do the well-being for all her kids.
You gonna make me say a cuss word, and your mama on the line. Remember your mama on the line. You gonna make me say a cuss word, because I was a single mom with 2 children. I would never do that. Never. And any decent mother would never take away that money and do something else with it that the father did not request. The child asked for it. Come on now. I'm done. Go ahead. Go on past me. Shoot. Go ahead.
K with an E. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning? Shanavia, you know I'm coming to you next. Ladies, yeah, I'm coming to y'all first on this one. K with an E. What are you hearing in that whole situation? Is she wrong? I'm gonna read it one more time. I want you to hear it. A mother has 4 kids, different fathers. Only one is active. Only one dad is active. His son wants a PS5 for Christmas, so he sends the money to the mother. The mother decides the mother divides the money evenly between all of her kids instead of buying the game. Is she wrong? Kay, what do you say to that? She want to take care of her kids. She want to take care of all her kids. Is she wrong?
Well, I would say, what I would say to that is, if she would have called the father and explained to the father, he sent it or whatever, but don't none of the other kids have anything, and she don't want them to feel bad, and or whatever. And the father said, "That's why I sent you the money, because I knew that you would do that and make sure all them babies is happy for Christmas, because he did send her cash when he could have just easily bought it and sent it." So yeah, I could see him. If he sent her the cash, then that could have been something he wanted her to do.
No, he
He
sent
sent her the cash.
no. He sent her the cash for to
Now,
go
if
out there. He sent her the cash for
if
to
he
go out there
sent
and buy
her,
that PS5. For to go out there and buy that PS5.
yeah.
That's why he sent the cash.
So then that's what she should have done. She should have went out there and bought that PS5, and she should have made something else happen for those other babies. And she should have explained it to them. His daddy sent him this. So then when they talk to their daddy or whoever, they'll tell they can express their feelings to their dad. That's when you sit your babies down and you talk to them and you explain it to them. His dad sent this. I didn't go out and buy this and didn't buy you something. His dad sent this, and I will make sure he get it. And if he say, "No, mama, don't buy me no PS5, do this," then that'll be that child's choice. But if my child wanted that and his dad sent it, then I will sit the other children down and explain it to them so that they won't have hard feelings. That's all it takes. It
Thank
just
you,
comes out
Kay.
a better outcome. It just has a better outcome. Just sit them down and talk to them.
Okay.
It's just that simple.
Navy, what do you say to that, Navy? Because she took that money and she divided that money amongst all her kids. He sent now PS5 ain't cheap now. There ain't no cheap little toy, ain't no little cheap little thing. It's some money involved in that. Okay, but she took the money and she divided amongst her 4 kids, and she, I guess, bought all of them gifts for Christmas. Did not buy the PS5 for the son at all. Is she wrong? She just wanted to be loving to her kids. Shenavia?
Now, let me start by saying, y'all know I do not have children. So I can only come from my own experiences.
Okay.
So when I give this answer, I kind of want to. I love what Miss Kay and what Miss Cassandra said. I really don't have anything else to add after that, but I do feel like the two things to be true at the same time. Does she love her kids and wanted it to be equal? Yes. But was she also wrong for not getting the PS5? Yes. Both of those things can be true at the same time. Perfect example would be the way that I grew up. I didn't live in the home with my biological father. I grew up, finished growing up in the home with my mom and her first husband, who was in the home but not active, if that makes any sense. My dad, on the other hand, was not in the home but was financially active for me. And so I got an Xbox for Christmas, but my dad went and purchased that. Now, mind you, my parents hated each other. When I say hated, like my daddy went at the age of 15 and legally changed my last name just to spite my mama.
Good Lord.
That type of hate. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when my parents, they may not have agreed on much else, but when it came to the well-being of me, then they could set their differences aside and do that. So, but my dad, if he gave money to my mom, because I'm 12, 13 years old, she allocated that to me as for what it was supposed to be. When my dad got the Xbox, we all played. Me and my brothers, we all played on that Xbox or what have you. So I mean, no, just do what you need to do with the money and go about your business, child. And it's not the other children's fault to have to. A child shouldn't have to be responsible for being like, no, mama, don't spend that money on me. Spend it for the family. No, a child shouldn't have to be in that position to make that type of call.
Was she messy? Was she messy in doing that?
Messy in doing what? Going to go about the Xbox or asking the child?
No. Was this lady, this mother we reading about? Was she messy in spreading that money out amongst all her 4 kids when she had Obviously, she had a conversation with the child's father. Obviously, the child asked what is Jimmy or Jane, what do they want for Christmas? And the answer was an Xbox. So all the intent and purposes was he sent the money to her. Go out there. Maybe I'm working or whatever the case. But I'm gonna send you this money. Go out there, get him the PS5. Go out there, get him the PS5, and make sure he get that. And she agreed, received the money, but took the money and dispersed it out among all her kids, so all the kids can have a gift. Now, was she being deceptive? Was she being messy in doing that, or was she just looking out for the well-being of her children?
Again, two things could be true at the same time. I mean, I don't think that she intently went in being like messy. I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, like I wasn't there to hear the conversation. I mean, I can only go off of the context that you're giving me, but I mean, I would like to err on the side of, yeah, he gave me this money, but my other kids don't have anything. No fault of the father that's actually involved, and definitely no fault to the kid that's having to suffer. Well, suffer is a strong word for this, but no fault to the kid that's having to be cheated in the situation, because this is what I asked for and I didn't get it. But I do like what Ms. K said, because there needs to be a conversation, because if this child specifically asked for this, dad said that they were going to get this, but I don't get this PS5, then how does that make me feel towards my dad? Because now I feel like that daddy ain't going to come through for me. So, I don't know. It just keeps getting messier the more that I talk. I don't know, Mr. Raheen. I don't want to think.
See, my thing is this right here, though. And Lynn, I'm going to come to you, but my thing is this right here. It says in the thing, and I can only read I can only say what I read in the caption. But it said that none of the other fathers are active. Could it be because she do stuff like this? Could one of the reasons why they're not active, huh? Say it again.
Yeah, I mean, yes, sir, it could be, but I mean, also just go buy it. Don't give her the money. You know, if you know that she has a history of doing stuff like this, whenever you give her money, there's still no excuse to not be in your child's life financially, in your life, in your kid's life, period. But it's also like, okay, lady, if I know that this is how you get down, then let me go buy what my kids need, so that would, and take away the tags and take away the receipts, because we will go and we'll return that stuff too to still get the money. So just go buy the stuff. I don't think we have to make it as complicated as we do. If people would just communicate, folks don't want to communicate.
But there was communication.
I mean, you talk about, well, because
they communicated to the point. Now, Shanavia.
Well, y'all didn't care nothing about that when you was laying down together.
That's true, but Shanavia, but Shanavia, you got to understand this. They communicated. They communicated up to the point where, you know, it had to be good active communication, because they communicated to the point where he sent the money. You know, they talked about that much. Now she talked well enough to get that money. She didn't talk. She wasn't deceptive in or have any feeling any kind of way about sending that money. She was real conversationalist. Boy, I'm using words today on Way Out Wednesday. But she was real good with the conversation in regards to getting that money. He sent the money. So there was communication there. It wasn't a lack of communication, because she's talked well enough for him to send that money.
But communication and comprehension are two different things.
Oh,
so
Lord.
We can communicate all day long. Comprehension is something different. I just feel like just go by. I don't think this dude is wrong. I mean, he stepped up. He did what he was supposed to do. And I mean, it's such a sticky situation. Like, yes, she wanted all of her kids, but you need the same conversation that you had with him. You need to go have with, you said 3. She got 4 kids.
Yeah, she got 4 kids,
and different,
all different dads.
You need to go have those. You need to go have those conversations with those other people. And if you have a history of this, and that's why the other 3 dads won't deal with you, then dads go buy the stuff. I don't know. I feel like Mr. Leonard's gonna eat me up, so I'm gonna just shut up, because I feel like I don't know. I honestly don't know. That's just my opinion on the outlook and how my parents did stuff whenever, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Leonard, Toussaint coming to you next. I can't wait to hear what Toussaint got to say on this one too. A mother has 4 kids, different fathers. only one is active. His son wants a PS5 for Christmas, so he sends the money to the mother. The mother divides the money evenly between her kids instead of getting the game. Is she wrong, Leonard?
I just enjoyed Miss Navy or so.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, some of y'all need to read some of these letters Paul wrote, church folk, and how they living.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to deal with what you made. You know who you slept with. A real man take care of everybody in the house.
Mm.
You gonna search yourself as a real man or what?
I don't agree with that, Leonard.
Lots of different ways you can look at this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Why you send her the money? You don't spend enough time with your child to know that this is not in his or her best interest.
Mm-hmm.
Because he could play with that PlayStation when he come to stay with you every week. Oh, my fault. My fault. How selfish of me to believe the way I believe, Raheem.
Mm-hmm. No, it's your right to feel the way you feel. Like I said, I don't agree with that part.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
However, you bring yourself into these situations because you ain't obedient to nothing, no way.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at what you don't found yourself in a situation that no man really should have to be in. You didn't even have to be in it yourself. Right or wrong, we throw that out the window. You ain't made it right, so don't expect it to be. So you're going to have to make some uncomfortable, unpopular decisions. I always tell men, if you really want to show your child how much you care, be in their life.
Mm-hmm.
Be in their life.
See, Leonard, we doing a lot of assuming. We're doing a lot of assuming, and like I said, only thing all of us could base it on is what was read because I pulled it off of Facebook, so I can understand that. But my thing is,
you ain't in the household.
But my thing is right here. We're just assuming. We're assuming that he's not though. We don't know whether he's in the household or not. We don't know whether he spent because it says in that caption that I read that only one was active. Now we got to understand, what does that active mean? Does it mean just sending money, supporting? Does it mean being with the child? Does it mean being in that child's life? It says only one is active. So we have to dig into that active part and find out what that means, and then we can make our assessment as to whether he's in that child's life or not.
To find out what everything means, but I bet you we know one thing:
mm-hmm.
he ain't the head of the household.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. See,
I bet you we know that.
Wow, y'all trying to turn this thing to make the man wrong because he did what he's supposed to do for his child. Y'all trying to make him into the bad guy.
Who's making them wrong?
No, I'm just saying. I'm listening to Leonard. I'm listening to Leonard. Cassandra, certainly not you, because you got on this woman. Cassandra, not you. You got on this woman. I say get on both of them. I say get on both of them.
Right, hey, Raheem.
Yes.
That's because a real man believes in taking responsibility for a situation.
For his child.
He doesn't leave that task to women that way.
But you also said, Leonard, that a real man would take care of everybody in the household. No. So basically,
yeah.
So basically, you want this man to go and take care of all them kids that's not his. I'm not saying not you can't help out. I'm not saying that at all. Don't take that away from what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is it his responsibility to take care of John, Barry, and Tim's baby? No, he has his child right there.
Well,
it's not his responsibility to take.
Child?
Say it again.
Where's his child at?
His child is the very one that he spoke to the mother about. Found out what the child wanted for Christmas, and he sent the money. He's doing, and it said, and the thing here it says active. He said active, and so we're assuming that he's not active in a child's life. But the thing did say in the description, it said that he's the only one that's active. What does that active mean? We can't assume that he's not spending time with his child. We can't do that. We can't do that.
A lot of times, I don't like when men look for a woman's excuse for thinking.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That means something.
To make excuses.
What excuse? What excuse is being made? Am I making an excuse for him? No. What
to
excuse?
Act like you done something worthy enough to dictate somebody else's household.
Linda, you losing me on this one, brother. I don't understand what you mean on that. My thing is, you losing me on that one.
You could have
Well, can't you get the game at your house, the room that you got set up for your child? When your child come over there, he can play the game over there.
But see, but maybe he don't want to limit the amount of time that the child have with his Christmas gift. Maybe he don't want. Maybe he don't want to limit the time that the child have with his Christmas gift. It's his child's toy, so he making sure that it's over there now. When the child come over to the house, that yes, the child could bring it with him and he could play it at my house as well. But I'm not gonna just have it at my house and then he at home on the PlayStation and he can't play it because it's at my house. I'm not gonna do him like that. I'm not gonna do my child like that.
Real king, you real king.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is how much you care about them by doing something for them,
and that's exactly what he did
with no woman.
And that's exactly what he did. He had a conversation with the mother. He had a conversation with the mother to find out what his child wanted for Christmas, and I think he stepped up, just like Kay said. He stepped up and did what he was supposed to do. I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna make him wrong.
You wanted to judge what he did.
Who?
Well, you asked me if he was right or wrong?
No. I asked, was she right or wrong? Now, I ain't said nothing about him. I said, was she right or wrong in how she spread that money out?
Wrong.
Lord Jesus. Let me go to Tucson, Leonard.
Y'all wrong.
Lord Jesus. Tucson, what do you... Lord Jesus. All right, Leonard, that's the way you feel, brother. Hey, I ain't here to get nobody their opinion. I don't have to agree, and I'm voicing my opinion as well, but I don't agree with that, man. Tucson, what do you say? What do you hear in this whole situation? Tucson?
I hear a lot of people with their priorities all jacked up.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't talk. And they don't communicate. And he don't know what situation what kind of environment his child is living in. Or he don't care. Why don't you? Because if all of them don't have a PlayStation, he shouldn't be able to afford one. I'm just saying that.
Wait a minute now. Hold on. Say the last part. If all of them have
I said if all of them can't, I don't know what I said. But I know that if they can't, the rest of the children can't afford a PlayStation, he shouldn't have one because that's his brothers and sisters. What, you want to cause division in the house?
Come on, right? Come on, Mr. Tucson. Come on.
I don't, y'all. Woo.
You got to look, Raheem.
Wow.
You got to know whether it's the rest of the children are yours or not. Your child is staying there, living with his brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to help him be raised in that household and stop trying to be a dictator.
How's he been a dictator?
Trying to manipulate the situation, causing jealousy between the siblings.
How do you know though? We're doing a lot of assuming. How do we know it's called? How do we know that? How do we know that to be fact?
I don't know them people, Raheem. I don't know them people. Why you brought them people situation in my life? I ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't got nothing to do. I'm just saying, based on what I'm looking at is, first of all, if you involved. You are engaged in the child, or you engaged with the woman?
No.
He's the only one involved, or he's the only one. What are you doing? What is he doing? What is he doing with just his child?
Yeah.
And that's selfish.
How?
That's not right.
What? You know, and like I say, so basically, if hold on, let me ask you this question. Let me be the question answer for a second. So if she got 9 kids, and 10 counting his child, you saying he's supposed to be responsible for all 10 kids? And ain't none of the other none of the other 9 fathers are active, because it said in the thing, and like I said, it said that he's the only one. It said that he is the only one that's active. So she got 10 kids, counting his child. He's supposed to be responsible for all 10 of them.
You said 4, 9, 10.
No, I'm just giving you a scenario. I'm asking you a question. No, I know
you giving me to me.
No, my thing is.
I know it.
No.
So now, Raheem,
yes.
You don't need a PlayStation at all, because this one got 10 children. You don't need that.
Oh, come on.
No, see, my man, y'all, man. So now he can't. Now his child want a PlayStation. So now his child got to be penalized, punished because of the fact that she got all the other kids, and he can't get his child what his child want because she got all the other kids. So now we're gonna punish his child because she got all the other kids. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
He needs to get him a PlayStation at his house.
Wow.
And keep it there.
Come on, Jukeside.
When his child comes visit him, he can play with the PlayStation. But do not put that PlayStation in the house with 9 children because she needs that for something else.
Let the church say
Come on
amen.
now, stop it.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at
Stop
all.
it.
I don't agree with that at all. You know, everybody got their own feeling. I'm not here to give anybody their opinion.
A woman,
I don't agree with that. Yes, I don't agree.
You asked me for my right.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. That's your opinion. I'm not here to give it to you. I'm receiving what you say.
Wait.
Huh?
Well, let me finish. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Let me finish.
Mhm.
A woman that has 9 kids, 4 kids, that has different baby daddies that are not engaged, does not have to work. Her last priority is a PlayStation. She's trying to get food. They don't need no PlayStation in their household. They need to eat. They need to educate. She needs to do what's necessary because she's probably working 2, 3 jobs plus what the father that's engaged is giving. I'm not telling you something that I'm just guessing about, right?
I understand. And like I say,
She's probably getting support. She's probably getting support from her daddy if he engaged.
Okay. All that's
She's probably getting support from her parents.
All that's good, but my thing is,
So I think.
Hold on for a second. I think she was very deceptive in the way that she handled that situation because, if she wanted to do that, she should have told that man, look here, you send this money, I'm not gonna buy the PlayStation.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do this.
Communicate. Because first of all, she just said we don't need no PlayStation in this house.
She didn't say that.
We need food.
She didn't say that. She took that money. She took that money and she divided amongst them 4 kids, like it says. And I'm not gonna trying to add anything. I'm not gonna take anything. I'm gonna read what's on there. And it said that she took that money. She deceived him. He sent the money. He sent the money. She took the money and divided within the 4 kids that she have in her household. And the PlayStation was nothing in the equation. Nothing. That's crazy. That's crazy. Captain, that's crazy. That's crazy. To me.
Merry Christmas. All of them got something for Christmas. Bless her heart.
Wow. That's again, that's crazy to me. I don't agree with that at all. Bishop, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Man, I'm wonderfully blessed. Good morning. Good morning to everybody.
Hey, you been listening in?
Yeah, I've been listening. I heard the question, and when you said the child, this man's child, asked for a PlayStation. Mother presented it to the father. He gets his child a PlayStation.
Yes.
Instead of the mother taking the money and buying the PlayStation, she decided she would divide the money among the 4 siblings.
Yes.
Where with 3 of them are not here.
Yes.
She was wrong, and she was dead wrong.
Exactly. Thank you, Bishop.
It was a specific request.
Yep.
Thank you, Bishop.
Yep.
Particular child.
Yes.
She was wrong.
Absolutely.
Now, if he wanted or elected of his own accord to give the other children some, then that would have been his discretion. But the responsibility falls on him for his.
Exactly.
Not his responsibility for somebody else's 3 children. They have a father. If they're not stepping up and being active in their children's lives, and he wants to do it, I think it's an admirable thing, and I applaud him. But the question at hand is, the child requested a PlayStation. He sent the money for the PlayStation, and the mother did wrong. That's the whole conversation.
Exactly.
So
go ahead.
So that's it. I'll share this, and this is true. I had my first child before I got married. My wife's sister got pregnant at the same time. I was very active in my child's life, bought my child everything. My wife's mother, she was my girlfriend then, said, why don't Greg buy such and such for such and such child? And she presented to me, and I said, I didn't lay with her.
Mm-hmm.
That is not my baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, it's my discretion if I want to buy her a gift and give it to her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on occasions, I did do that. But don't try to force my hand to take care of somebody else's baby.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a chance to enjoy a parlay in that particular bed with this particular girl. I only did it with this one.
I heard you say enjoy now.
So
I heard you say enjoy,
my
Bishop.
responsibility.
I heard you say enjoy.
But out of a kind heart and good gesture, I would
Mhm.
do nice things.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
the question at hand, and I was listening, you repeated it over and over again. This man's child by this woman who have 4 children,
Mhm.
all different fathers.
Mm-hmm.
His particular child wanted a gift. He wanted a PlayStation. And instead of her doing the right thing, not even convey to him, well, would you have a problem if I shared the money with other children?
Exactly. Yep.
She didn't do that, or it's not
Mhm.
reported that she did.
Mm-hmm.
She took it upon herself to disregard her child, this man. She chose to disregard the responsibility that he decided to take upon by buying his own child. That's the question, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
So she was
Absolutely.
wrong and dead wrong.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Curtis, talk to me, brother. What do you hear in this situation? Come on, Kurt. Come on.
Hey, a couple of dudes don't want to be in the doghouse tonight. But
Mhm.
anyway,
Mhm.
there's no way that you can justify what she did.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
see, there's other things going on. First off, she got 4 kids. So we're talking about food. At the bare minimum, she's getting about $850 a month in food stamps. At the bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Amen.
the food stamps must address the 4 kids and her. So she's getting at the bare minimum $850 a month in food stamps. That's number one. Number two, we don't know if this lady work or not. If she worked, her salary, whatever she's making, has to be compounded by whatever the state is taking from those other 3 baby daddies who ain't in them kids' lives. We don't know if she went down to child support. She went down to child support. That means that every year, if they not paying taxes, if they not paying child support, when they file their taxes, she's getting that whole entire lump sum minus, I think, is 24% every year. So if a cat getting $10,000, that $10,000 automatically goes to her. She gets minus 24% every year.
Mm-hmm.
It is not that man's it is not his obligation to take care of those other 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
That is not his obligation, especially if he's not living there.
Yeah.
Now, if he's living there, then yeah, you don't do that. You get this PlayStation, this is for all of y'all to play with.
Yeah.
And the minute I see anybody fighting over this thing, we're going to put it up.
Mm-hmm.
But that is not his obligation to tend or take care of 3 other kids. Now, here's the easy way to fix it. Okay, I gave you this money for this PlayStation, but that's water under the bridge. Because you can best believe he's going to have a PlayStation here at my house. When me and my wife got divorced, my son, my baby boy at the time, and my oldest boy at the time, both of them were gamers. So guess what? I put a game in that house,
Mm-hmm.
and I put a game in my house.
Yeah.
So that wherever they was at, they had a game where they lived, they had a game where they lived.
Mm-hmm.
So he could have did that, but all at the same time, that still don't negate from the fact that this woman was dead wrong.
Yeah.
Dead
Exactly.
wrong, because now how did she, here's my question, how did she address to them kids where that $700 came from?
Mm-hmm.
Who put that $700 on the table? Because I've seen this happen too. I literally seen this happen. Not only did I see it happen right here, I had to jump in the middle because the child was trying to get to the mama.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
In a family session, and the child done made it up in her mind,
Oh, I'm going to beat the dog crap out of you.
Mm-hmm.
The mama had been telling the child for years that her father, that her daddy now, wasn't giving her no child support, wasn't sending her nothing to take care of her. Bop, 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 bop. The child wound up in the system. Now we got to have a family session. The daddy agrees to come.
Mm-hmm.
So the mama is railing all this, and the kid is feeling a certain type of way against their father. And when we get to the bottom, and I say, well, sweetheart, I said, I think it's time that we really dive into your inner feelings about your father. And I think it's time for him to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
So that he can have a greater understanding of why you feel the way that you feel. Man, that girl start going into, you ain't did this, you ain't did that, you ain't did this, you ain't did that, you wasn't never there for me, you never sent me no money, I've been blah, 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 blah. And guess what the daddy did right here?
Probably show receipts.
Man, he went in his book bag, he pulled out receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Bam, 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 bam. The girl, her whole face done changed, she tried to jump over the table. Come to find out her mama been getting a child support check every time the man got paid. The man was sending half his income tax money to the mama. Everything, the food, the clothes that she was wearing for school, he bought. All her dues, everything was being paid by this man. But the mama, what he was doing was he was, paying straight to her.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, that's for this, that's for that, that's for this, that's for that. But the mama was making it seem like, there's no disrespect to the women, because it ain't all of y'all. But the mama was making it seem like to the daughter that the daddy wasn't doing nothing, and she was paying everything.
Wow, wow.
Is that right?
No, not at all. Cassandra, talk to me. No, that's not, brother.
Did you call me?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't have anything to add.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I just don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of hurtful, right?
Yeah, because I never held my children's father like they owed me anything except to take care of their children. I didn't ask them to take care of the other one, or neither way. Even though I never put either one on child support.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt very passionately about that. I was like, okay, I laid down with him. I had these children. If he just downright don't want to do anything, then I'm not going to force him to take care of something or someone that came from his. No, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. And I know I probably should have when I got older and I thought about it. I said, man, you should have gone to court and made both of them pay, but I never did. And all I asked, this is what I asked of them. I said, can you just spend time with your child? Because I always worked hard. Anybody know me know I was always working 2 jobs usually. I took care of my children as best I could. And I didn't beg them for nothing. The only thing I cried and asked of both of them was, can you spend time with your child? Because I grew up without my father, and it was a major hurt to my life. So if it was about the money, bro, why you can't even use that as an excuse.
Yeah, it's good.
So, my view on this, I'm very passionate about it. I think she was wrong. That is not going to change. She was wrong. The money was sent specifically for that child to get a specific item, and that is what should have happened. That's what should have taken place.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
That's good. That's good. Navy, talk to me, Navy.
I really don't have anything.
Because my thing
It's
is,
a little too intense.
it's very intense. It's very intense because my thing, and like I said, everybody feel the way they feel. I'm not here to give anybody their opinion. Everybody got their own right. That's the beauty of the morning glow. We all say what we feel. I ask what's on your heart, and that's what we do. We give what's on our heart, whether we agree, like I said, whether we agree or disagree. That has nothing to do with it. We have the dialogue, and everybody a lot of time come from their perspective, what they see, what they believe, and how they feel about it. So ain't nobody right or wrong. I can't tell anybody that they're wrong. That's the way they feel. If you feel that way, that's what you feel. I can't tell you the way you feel is wrong and the way I feel is right. I feel this way. You can't tell me the way I feel is wrong and the way you feel is right. Not talking to you, Sinead, but just saying as a whole, you know what I mean? Because everybody got the way they feel. I mean, you deal with people every day. That's what you do. And, you probably don't agree with a lot of them that sit there across and talk to you. You probably don't agree with a lot of them, but you understand, and you understand that that's the way they feel, and you have to take them from there. I could go take somebody anywhere in the world. I could take somebody anywhere in the world, but in order for me to take them there, I got to go pick them up where they at. Wherever they are, that's where I got to go pick them up from.
Meet them where they are.
Exactly.
That's what we do. We meet, well, at least where we try to.
Mm-hmm.
I just honestly don't, like I told y'all from the beginning, I'm just going to double down on what I originally said. I don't have any children, so this is a completely different perspective. However, I have been a child in that position.
Mm-hmm.
And, I very much, like, I was pleasantly surprised with Mr. Leonard and Mr. Toussaint, like that I was like, come on, because I like the take and the perspective that they had on it as well. Like, I mean, like I said, two things can be true at the same time. Did she misappropriate the funds? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But did she also do what she felt like was best in her position? Yes, she did. Can we be mad at either situation? I mean, it ain't us.
Mm-hmm.
So we really can't be, but everybody has their opinion as to where it goes. And, like I said, other than what I just said, I don't have another opinion just because, I don't have a dog in that fight. And like I said, I'm off today and I just don't want to think that.
I got you. Leonard, talk to me, brother.
I think it surprises Navia for the very simple fact. It's a need to be right, and we know where we're wrong at.
Mm-hmm.
And when we know where we're wrong, we have to do what's best.
Mm-hmm.
You don't seek for confusion. You don't get yourself in confusing situations. First of all, your seed ain't got no business being over there.
Life happens, brother.
That's why you ain't supposed to do certain things.
Mm-hmm. Now that's fact.
Because it brings about this type of strife.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's better to follow a certain example than others, because now y'all got all these dilemmas, and pretty soon that's what you're gonna have to do to fix it all. Do what's right.
Mm-hmm.
May not be what you like, but you're gonna eventually have to do what's right and what's righteous. And if what you do causes more separation and divisiveness, you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You're sitting over here. You ain't been there no longer but to dip your thing in her thing. But you gonna run her house?
Lord Jesus.
Everything that comes into that house is subject to her because she's the head of household, not you.
Mm-hmm.
That you wanted to be making them decisions. You should have claimed the land and the ground that you planted your seed in. Now you over there making rules on somebody else's farm. Come on now. You're not going to do that. You got to work with her because you laid with her and put your seed in that situation.
Isn't that what he was doing when they had the conversation about the PlayStation? I mean, she was very deceptive in her approach to it, because they did have the conversation. He did go to her. They did have the conversation about what was going to happen. That's true. But my thing is, you said that communicate, have the conversation.
They are her children.
They are her children, but they had a conversation. they had a conversation between his child, her, and what was going to happen
I don't care
moving
about the
forward.
conversation
See,
I had with you.
That's what that's where the deception comes in right there.
That's
That's
my
why I
house.
talk about the
She
deception.
run her house.
That's all that's beautiful, but it's
But-
still deceptive. It don't make it right. It don't make it right. It don't make it
Well,
right.
I mean, it don't make it right to you because you're not her.
Has nothing to do with me being her. I'm just saying it does not make it right. You know, they
Yes,
had the
yes, it
conversation.
does.
They had the
Because they're
conversation.
all
Leonard,
her children.
you know we're not gonna agree on this. You know we're not, right? But my thing is this. My thing, yes, and yes, they are her children, but at the same time, if I have the conversation with you and we come to an agreement, don't just wait till you get my money in your hand and all of a sudden down the agreement, we didn't even talk about it. What you mean we didn't talk about it? What do you mean? What do you mean?
You worry about when you got that money between her legs.
See, that's a whole different conversation. That's a whole different conversation. You know, if we want to talk on that line,
I
we
bet
can talk
you
on
was
that line
getting
too.
all you could get then.
And so was she. And so was she. See,
so was she, right?
and so was
Right
she.
here.
Come on, don't play with me like that.
You
So
just
was she.
said the end all the be all.
Yeah. And so was she.
she.
Exactly. See, we can't point this thing one way, man. We can't point this thing one way and make it seem like, you know, you when you was over there laying with her, well, she was laying with him too. You know, we can't.
Sound
You know,
like the same folks that want to regulate who can have an abortion or not.
if that's the way you want to take it, that's fine. But I don't see it that way. My thing is this right here. You say that you weren't doing that when you were laying down with her. Okay, well, she was laying down with him too. She was laying down with him too. So we can't point this thing one way and make it seem like it's a one-sided thing
So
he was getting
Who
getting
wanna
all
be
this
right?
and he did all this and he did all that and he wasn't doing it when he was laying down when he was enjoying himself. Well, was she enjoying herself too? Probably so.
So who want to do right?
What is right in this situation? What is right?
Exactly.
Hey, Raheem, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
So who explains, you know what, in this whole thing, who explains to the child?
Preach, Kirk.
Who explains to the child why that kid didn't get that PlayStation?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Who's going to explain to that? Now,
Yep.
I understand full well what Leonard is saying. What Leonard is saying is, boy, you shouldn't have dipped your stick there anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You just shouldn't have done it. Now
Mhm.
you're going to pay the consequences for doing it. I get what Leonard is saying, but now I'm thinking about the child.
Mm-hmm.
Because when that child was Christmas,
Yep.
knowing that he told him, knowing that his mama told his daddy, knowing that his daddy is capable of getting him the things that he needs, because like you said, the things say that the daddy was very active.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Knowing all of these things, this kid wake up on Christmas and that PlayStation ain't there. Somebody's gonna be disappointed.
Yeah.
So somebody has to explain to that child why that PlayStation ain't there. Because if not, that child's gonna
Kurt.
harbor some resentment for the father.
Hey,
I'm
Kurt.
telling you that. That's a guarantee.
Kurt, Daddy, why it'd be like this? Daddy, why'd you lie to me? You said you was gonna get me a PlayStation, Daddy. You ain't even get it. You ain't even get me the
Bingo.
PlayStation. Then you lied to me, Daddy. You lied to me. No, what do you mean, son? Wait a minute. What are you talking about? Now he's called. Now he's blindsided. He's blindsided. You said you were gonna get me a PlayStation, and you promised it, and you ain't even get it. You lied, Daddy. No, I didn't lie to you, son. Hold on, yo. Wait a minute. Hold on, son. Let me have a conversation with you. Let me speak to your mama. Because I'm not gonna say your mama lied. Let me speak to your mama for a minute. Let me speak to your mama. Now we gotta have. Now she and I gotta have that conversation. What is he talking about? Now I sent you the money. What is he talking about? He's telling me I lied to him. We could connect, and let me say it like this: to be continued. We'll continue this thing tomorrow. But right now, Bishop, you still on the line?
Yeah, I'm here.
Talk to me, Bishop. Tucson,
Hey,
coming to you
man,
next.
I'm gonna tell you. I've already said what I said. And I like what Kirk just brought up. The resentment that the child may have. He was specific and he made his request. But the facility did the request. So what the mama gonna tell this particular child? It's gonna be a conversation. I asked my dad for a PlayStation. He give me the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
He don't love me.
Yep.
Mama gonna say, "Yeah, you did ask for one."
Mm-hmm.
She ain't gonna say, "Well, I took the money and shared with your brothers or sisters."
No.
Yeah, you did ask for one. Then even if she goes along and say, well, I took the money to share between your siblings, then he gonna have some resentment or animosity towards them because of what she did. So the right thing to do was do what the child requested, and then do what you need to do, or ask this particular father, do you mind helping me get some toys and get something for the children too? But to take that money, because she is head of the house, and do what she wants to, does it make, because you're the head of the house, you can do whatever you want? No, I'm going to do that in my house. I'm here. I'm always considered to what I do for my wife or for my children. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is. They have to accept the decision. They got any issues, then they bring it to me. But she did wrong. She did wrong, and that's just the only way it stands. And unfortunately, other children, if they have deadbeat dads in their life, then why are they all together deadbeat dads? What did the mom do other than sleep around with 4 different men? All these men not really want to have anything to do with her or have anything to do with their children. And in a lot of cases, this is a fact. Sometimes mothers can act the fool and cause the fathers to not want to be in their children's lives. Sometimes, not saying all the time. But I listen to Cassandra, and man, I love myself from Cassandra, what she was saying. She didn't force you to make, only thing she has, y'all being in children's lives. But she did everything she possibly could, whether the fathers were part of their children's lives or not. Now that right there is something that needs to be praised and applauded. And not one time did she try to teach her children against their father, but she did try to encourage the father to be a part of their lives. And the same thing the way Sandra did it, maybe that mother could have did the same thing. It all depends. But the lady was wrong, and that's where it stands. She was wrong. What she did.
I'm going to go to Toussaint, but I got to do Raisin in the Sun. Y'all remember that movie Raisin in the Sun? Sidney Poitier, and when he said, "Not that money, not that money." No, don't do that with that money, man. You go out there and buy the doggone PlayStation like you're supposed to be buying, man. You gonna spend it, spirit to keep money out, that man money out between somebody else's keep. Man, stop that. Please stop that. Toussaint, talk to me, brother. Toussaint,
you got your priorities jacked up. Don't know who you're laying with. Evidently, I'm just saying, because I don't see the need for a PlayStation. I just don't. Unless he got if they all can afford it. If she got nails and hair, and like we like to do with child support money, and the rest of the kids are doing good, and they got what they need, a PlayStation might be good. But if the rest of the kids and your kid, when you're not awake, are hungry, the last thing they need is the PlayStation. I'm just saying. I know that's your child, you want the foreign thing, but get custody of them. How about that? That's a remedy. But if just because you're not in the home, you're gonna cause confusion in the home, that ain't right either. Was she wrong? Yeah. But maybe she made it to make a decision on, okay, I need all my kids to just be happy for just a little while. Instead of fussing and fighting about your daddy, you ain't seen your daddy been in jail since you born. Kids do that, Your daddy ain't no good. You don't even know who your daddy is. Kids have those conversations, right?
When has it turned? When did it turn wrong to do the right thing? When did it turn wrong to do the right thing? That man wanted to do something good for his son. And when did it turn wrong? When did it come wrong to do the right thing? I don't. And let me do this right here. We gotta get out of here. But I want to say, and we're gonna continue this conversation tomorrow. We ain't finished with this one. But I want to say rest in peace and rest in peace to Willie Mays. He passed yesterday. A baseball legend, Willie Mays, passed yesterday. So rest in peace, brother. Rest in peace. Cassandra, And hold on, before real quickly.
Who passed yesterday?
They came across the thing. Just say Willie Mays. It said.
Oh.
Yeah, it said Willie Mays on June 18th, 2024.
Oh.
Baseball legend. Yeah.
93 years old.
I know he is. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, he lived a long, full life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, say he passed yesterday. Yeah. June 18th, 2024. Say hey, kid. That's what they say. You call him say hey, kid. That's him. Willie Mays. Cassandra, what's going on at 3:00 today? Because somebody joined this broadcast late. They say, man, I don't understand what the world they talking about, man. You know, this is good. This is good. This is real good. This is real good. I would love to hear it in its entirety. Now, Cassandra, is it possible?
It is possible. If you have missed this broadcast and would like to see it or hear it in its entirety, you can tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to dkmmediagroup.com.
Good deal. And let me see who we got left here. We got K with an E. We're gonna get you to pray us out today, sis. Will you pray us out?
Sure.
Come on.
Father God, we come to you with bowed heads and humble voice, Father God. We come to you with thanks, Father God. We thank you for another wonderful broadcast, Father God. We ask you to continue to look in on our leader, Father God, Raheem and his family, Father God. Looking on all those, the participants, Father God, the listeners, Father God. We ask you to continue to keep us and touch us and just help us to do what you have us to do, Father God. Looking on all the men and women, the sick and the shut in and homeless and mentally ill, Father God. We love you, we give you praise, and we give you honor. And we ask you to keep each and every last one of us as we leave this line and we look over our families. In your sweet son, Jesus' name. Amen, amen, and amen.
Amen. It's been a great broadcast, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it, Cassandra. I'm gonna say it one more time. That one more wrong. That one more wrong. Cause you can't tell me.
She was. Raheem, can I mention one thing?
Absolutely.
Okay, so today in Marietta, the Black Rodeo and Agriculture show is going on in Marietta from 12 to 5 p.m.
Okay, now give us some insight on it.
It's basically the Georgia Black Cowboys will be performing, the riding and all that stuff, the trick riding and all that up in Marietta today for Juneteenth.
Oh, that's gonna be nice. Okay. I might try to make my way up that way. You say from 12?
Me too. I am. I'm gonna try.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna call you after we get off so I get more details on it. Okay. Do you have a location? Do you have an address?
The exact address is some field in Marietta. I'm sorry, I was trying to pull it up while we're talking.
Okay.
I can give it to you real quick.
Okay, good deal. Yeah, but I can't see taking that money like that, and you took the money on first. You took the money on a false pretense. Because you pretty much probably knew what you was gonna do when you got the money. You probably knew what you was gonna do. You probably had some kind of idea of what you was gonna do, and to tell that man you're gonna go out there and get that PlayStation, the PS4, PS5, whatever it is, and don't do it. And just take the money and just spread out between your other kids. Cassandra, that's a little dirty. That's not dirty. That's dirty.
That's a bit much. A bit much. But the rodeo, it's called the Wild West in color. And it's the Juneteenth Rodeo and Agricultural Expo today from 12 to 5 p.m. at the Jim R. Miller Park in Marietta, Georgia. Jim R. Miller Park.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Good deal.
Hey, Raheem, you know what?
Yes.
A lot of that happens in the home, literally. A lot of that happens. A lot of that happens, and then we want to know what's wrong with our young adults because they remember a lot of that.
Exactly.
I have a grandson. He's 23, and he just was flipping and going off. And everything he said was when he was a kid and everything he remembered. And he felt like, Mama, you let us go through this? When I tell y'all that reflects on that kid when parents don't do those things. We're having 18 grandkids. I done seen it all. I done been through it all. And we didn't have a scenery like that. And no, you need to talk to that daddy and no, sit them kids down. And this is what her daddy bought. Like my granddaughter's father is in jail. He takes care of his daughter out of jail.
Wow.
He sends her money. My daughter has 6 kids. And then one of those 6 kids get mad. When they try to get mad, see, Chloe's them daddies in their life, so she uses them and tell them, tell your daddy. Tell your daddy Allie's dead in jail and he do a better job than he do. Tell your daddy that. You speak your mind, and the other time speak it to him. And that's what she tells. Speak your mind. She do not take Allie's money and do nothing with it. It's for Allie.
Yeah.
That's Allie's money. Allie's money. The Allie daddy spent $600 on her some clothes. Chloe and them it made Chloe's and them daddy step up.
Wow. That's
That's
good.
what it did do. It made her step up. She has 6 kids. And the 2 oldest kids, daddy don't do nothing. The 3 oldest kids, they got 2 different, they don't do nothing. It don't even affect them. It makes them love Allie's daddy more because Allie's daddy do for all 6 of the kids at his time when he wants.
Wow.
So we talking about something that I got 18 grandchildren.
Wow.
So y'all hit it right on the phone. But I was busy with my son, so I couldn't say nothing. I had to get him out the way. But trust me, it happens and it reflects because my 23-year-old grandson read my daughter, like read her from everything he can remember. He read her, and she couldn't say nothing. She was hurt. All she could do was cry.
Now,
so she allowed them to go through.
Now, Kay, you know it's time for us to go. You're gonna wait till we get to the end. It's time for us to go, and you want to get.
Go ahead, we can go. I love y'all.
Love you too, sis. Look, it's been a great
And
broadcast.
happy Father's Day to all the fathers. I didn't get to text.
Kay,
because I don't have a way to text y'all.
Kay, I'm great.
But happy Father's Day.
Kay, I'm going to mute you. Kay, I'm going to put the mute button on you. I'm going to put the mute button on you. I hate to do it to you, but I think if I had to, because you ain't gonna stop. You ain't gonna stop. But anyway, it's been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody for joining us, and more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DK Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your morning. It is now 10:40. Lord, how much we got? Y'all got a lot of extra time out of me today. It is now 10:40. You're about to exit the Morning Glow, but before you go, I want you to do me 2 favors, if you will. 1, I want you to continue to pray for us because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number 2, why this is real simple, I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. Then we shine some of this light in from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other. And please, please, please be blessed. Give somebody some love and truth. They would appreciate it, and I'm sure that you will as well. Have a great day. Talk to you tomorrow morning if God says the same. Have a great day, y'all. Love you.